the bottom and now goes on by. And Gibbs, is he going to get in front of Zane Smith?
And he got there.
Clear.
Yeah, and sometimes that's just the way that you have to make room, because you just got to minimize the loss to be able to put yourself in a position to get down.
Everybody's just running single file, but these tires are going to kick in.
Now this looks like the old
Bristol.
Bristol. Exactly. You run the bottom, and how do you pass? You move the car in front of you so he slides up the hill, and you take his spot away.
Call the bump and run.
Ricky Stenhouse is called the bump and break.
You're exactly right, Mike, and that's what I'm seeing out here. They get stacked up a little bit.
That's the Cody Griffith.
And that's the opportunity. Just a love tap on the back bumper, moves them up the racetrack. Try to get under him, getting into 3.
Huh?
I forgot about that name.
Denny Hamlin in third behind Bowman and Stenhouse, who started on the front row. Now remember Joey Logano, who started way back in 38th place. He's picked up 5, you can see there. John Hunter Nemechek and Chase Briscoe have picked up 6 spots each. That's Corey LaJoie in a
how did
ride
we
in that
gain 5 spots?
just in
Hello?
front of Logano, who
Bro,
drove
cool
to
with
the
it.
inside. And LaJoie's got to give him room.
Flannel Chastain.
Yeah, now LaJoie is in that position to where he's hung up on the outside.
That's a sick car.
It sure looks like that.
I do like that car.
It definitely gives me
definitely,
flashbacks.
these guys are taking care of their tires to make sure that they protect themselves. So Joey Logano trying to pick them off one at a time.
Riding with Buescher back here, and this is the problem. You're going to start seeing guys getting anxious, and you saw Logano get underneath LaJoie. LaJoie's trying to get back down, but when they get single file like this, the chain's long. That means the leader's going to catch them even quicker.
And the guys you don't want to go to the outside and try to bust around the outside to make up that track position. So if you can get an easy fender up underneath somebody off the corner, that keeps you in the traction compound.
So here's the world's longest conveyor belt.
It'll probably be another 20
Well,
laps.
it's a conveyor belt right now, but if these tires fall off like they did,
I know, I saw that. It was
15
by
laps,
Reddick.
we'll really start to see who did a good job and who didn't.
DJ,
Well,
say
Ty
it with
Gibbs
me.
finally did
Choo-choo.
find a spot in line. He lost 8 positions. He's in 14th as you watch from
Juju.
Toyota Cam.
How long
Here's
did it
his
take
rating.
last year for the tires to start going to shit? Everybody started going
It was
crazy.
like 20 laps. Dude. It was around this time.
20 laps, okay.
We tried to grab one too many spots up top, and then take
Yeah,
the right
and
for
now
a
Ty
wall.
Gibbs
So it-
faced a fate worse than death, being on the
Kyle Busch
outside
trying to
lane.
move forward, and right
we're-
behind
oh,
him,
we're
Jesse
pushing
Love in
Chase
his
Elliott.
first ever Cup race.
Wreck him, Reddick, wreck him, wreck him, kill him, kill him.
It's our former
No.
ride behind
Moved
us.
up into
Yeah,
the
goodbye,
National Series,
goodbye, Jesse Love.
where he got
Jesse!
a title
Jesse,
in the ARCA
no!
Series Rookie of the
Hold
Year.
on.
Jesse with a
Last
run.
year
Oh!
At 20
Go,
years old,
Jesse!
he's starting his first
Jesse's
ever Cup race
moving.
and doing it for RCR with Kyle
That's
Busch
my
as the
boy!
mentor.
Jesse with
And
the
he's
That's my
run,
boy!
behind his teammate. Nope, not gonna be able to fit.
Exactly. Of all the
Jesse
places
Love
I don't
making
wanna be
the
on the
top
racetrack, it's
actually-
right there, trying to learn, trying to
Jesse
get
said he
down,
ran like
right, and they are not
1,000
gonna
laps
stop
at
that
the
He ran
East.
1,000
Well,
laps.
love trial
He
by
ran
fire.
two
I
full
think
Bristol
being
races
in the
here.
middle of that
Oh, he did.
whole
He ran
is
2,000
where you
laps.
learn the
Yeah, he
most to
ran
be able
2
to
500 laps on
understand
iRacing,
how all
and
of
then
this works.
the
But right
actual
now he's up on the
RCR
outside, and
simulator,
I
he
don't
ran
know
another
that's where he wants to
1,000.
be for sure.
Yeah, we're surrounded by our
Austin
former
Cindric
team,
right behind Busch is
RCR.
going to leave no room for Love to get in line.
Don't hate on Jesse.
Oh, Reddick got
Oh,
loose. Reddick got
no,
loose.
Reddick,
Reddick
no!
loose, loose, loose. Holy smokes.
Ed, I have money on you.
Has the pace,
What
the
a
reins
save.
pulled back,
What
kinda
a
like
save.
a horse race, right?
It's my
Watching the
driver.
Derby,
I don't care
pulling the
about
reins
money. I
back
want
and
him to
stacking them
not
all.
die.
Well, I care about money.
That's why you're
Want him
seeing
to
I
not-
want money.
I want him to not die.
There's what happened to Reddick.
God,
Big
Reddick got
slide,
loose.
But a save.
What a
Okay.
save.
Only going to
God damn it, Kyle Larson.
Positions. Clint, I agree, because yesterday in practice, no one
It's like
was
last
getting
year,
more
Seth.
than about
It's always
40
Larson's
laps
fault.
out of their tires, Larry, on any run in practice.
They are
Let's go,
doing
let's
it
go.
right now. They're
Like how
barely getting
Austin
wide
said,
open
2311 on the
down
move.
straightaways. And
We
Mike,
just
you
saw
talked about the
Reddick just
activation
absolutely
of
not.
that
Moving the
traction
wrong
compound
way.
being 88 degrees
I mean, no,
right
actually, he
now.
held his
Down
position.
in 1 and 2, it's 100
Yeah, he got
degrees
loose,
back
but he's
in.
still right
It's
behind
right
Elliott.
on 88 and 3 and 4.
Denny Hamlin
Here
just lost
comes Denny
third
Hamlin.
place
He bumped
as
Larson
he
out the
slipped
way.
up the track, and Kyle Larson bounces.
Denny, do the thing. Do the thing.
Denny,
Do the
say
thing,
it.
Denny.
Denny, say it.
Do the thing. Do the
Not the
thing.
N-word,
Do
but
the
say
thing.
it.
Let's see how far back.
Oh, yeah,
Denny Hamlin
apparently
slides,
yesterday
see if
was
anybody
exactly
cuts him some
5 years
slack.
ago
And it
when
looks
he
to me
said
like
the
there's
N-word.
shades
He
of
won that
rubber
race
in
yesterday,
that
so
second groove, Clint.
Uh-oh.
So
it's pretty funny.
we'll see how that progresses as well.
Get him, Blaney.
I have money on Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin
Over
trying to
Larson,
hang
so.
on to a top 5 spot here in Bristol. Alex
Oh, yeah, I just
Bowman
noticed
leads.
Justin Bailey's up here.
Bro.
P7. right, guys. Shane Van Gisbergen, 38th. Yay! When are we going to have this conversation? When are we going to have this conversation?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have what conversation?
That he was rushed to cup too quick.
Oh.
Shane Van Gisbergen.
Well, I could have told you that one.
I don't know about shoved it cup too quick to Shane.
Well, I think he was rushed to cup too quickly.
Trackhouse as a whole has just.
Trackhouse has been really bad this year.
Yes, they're bad, but I also think that Shane just needed at least maybe 1 or 2 more years in Xfinity.
I don't. I think he.
Oh, Denny Hamlin's flying.
He's been flying on the road courses, almost won at Watkins Glen, showed speed
That's
at all the
it,
track, and then some. No, there's been some ovals where he was able to show speed, but at the same time, Trackhouse has again been pretty.
It also doesn't help. It also doesn't help that they're running ECR engines, so.
I was listening to the Dale Jr. download, and one of the episodes they talked about Trackhouse struggles. It wasn't a long, like, it was just a little bit, like, it was like a 2-minute segment.
God,
I did not like that camera. I did not like that.
I was like, oh, who wrecked? And I saw the 45, and I'm like, no. I'm like, please, not 2 years in a row.
Any Ricky Stenhouse deny.
He's faded. Is that Justin Haley going for the lead?
What the?
What?
Justin
Haley?
Where did he come from?
Here comes Denny. Oh, to the bottom. And Ricky is falling like a rock.
Well, I need Reddick to
Oh, never mind. He
hit
hit the bottom. Here comes Larson. Oh. Larson making the top work. Huge run for Larson. Huge run for Larson. He's making that top work.
You won't make it work though.
Here he comes. He's going to pass to. Here he comes.
Kyle Larson, fire shoot.
Wow. What a charge to the top. Oh. He's a little close for comfort. He's a little close for comfort right there.
Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson's like, Denny's there.
Kyle Larson almost shit his fire suit, but that's a little close. Yeah, Jesse Love faded all the way to 28.
I think Kyle Larson wins this race, bro. Like to think my pit crew and Denny Hamlin.
He's making that top work. He's gonna take second. Here he comes. Huge run to the top. Can he get on Alex Bowman?
Welcome back
side
to
by
the
side.
500. Look at
He's gonna
this.
take
Kyle
it.
Larson
There he goes. Goodbye.
Up and around the outside. Denny Hamlin did get his spot back. Justin Haley raced up to second, and Larson has pushed the go button. He takes the lead.
Larson said, "Forget this
Alex
double
Bowman.
choo-choo stuff. I'm trying to lead."
These guys have been in tire conservation mode, but this racetrack is starting to take a little bit of rubber. As yesterday, we didn't see any sense around the racetrack, and now you can see it starting to drag that PJ1 up off the corner. You can see that second groove start to
Larson's
rubber,
pulling away,
and you can really see the rubber marks there off the bottom groove. So I think as these guys start to drift up the racetrack, I think the track's going to take rubber, Clint.
Well, that's the way it looks.
Did they just disappear? Where did they go?
Definitely a lot blacker. The rubber's getting down.
Blinking. The cars are blinking.
Tire wear and enable those cars to be on that outside line and make
Where'd they
passes.
go?
Look on the outside. Michael McDowell and Brad Keselowski on the charge on the outside here, and McDowell.
Hey, we're
finds a place in
17th.
line in
Yay!
sixth.
Okay, lap 40, Larry. This is when we saw guys.
Here
with
comes
no
Justin
tread
Haley to
left on
pass
their
for
tires
second.
Yesterday.
And we still got to go 85 laps in this stage. Remember, 125 laps, stage 1.
So are you nervous sitting on that bot?
Hello, Brad.
Nervous before the
P8.
green flag.
How about Justin Haley, who started this race back in 10th and raced his way up to
Justin
second.
Haley, bro. What? Where did he come from?
40 laps in 4-0-4-0.
Just don't see the chunks. I mean, it seems like the rubber's okay.
All right, you're doing great. Just manage it, though.
Yeah, and what he's saying right there, yesterday we had all those chunks of rubber, all those marbles up the racetrack. They are not
what
there
happened
today,
to Bowman? He's a brick.
He's telling his team right now, those chunks aren't there. I need to go
You're
because
going
the tires aren't tearing up. So
Well,
Bowman's
they're
a
also
brick.
telling
He's
him
falling.
40.
McQueen is fading.
We lost
Fading
tires.
fast.
yeah, he's right. All that debris is not at the top of the racetrack. You see right there, it's all clean. So that's a good sign for the rubber going down the racetrack. And Kyle Larson has
I
just
wonder
decided
if Bowman
the
was
tires
holding
aren't
everybody
tearing
up,
I'm going to
because
drive
now
off and go run
Justin
some normal
Haley
lap
and
times here.
Larson
He
are
is
gone.
on the gas right now, Clint.
Oh, here comes Hamlin. Hamlin passed
Yeah,
him.
they threw caution to the wind. They're not worried about tire wear. They're seeing exactly what we're talking about. The rubber is getting down on the racetrack. See those marbles up on the top of the racetrack? Yesterday was way worse. That tells me it's going in the track, not on top of it.
Jamie?
I talked to Cliff Daniels, crew chief for Kyle Larson this morning. Kyle had some great laps yesterday in practice.
Thank you.
You know what? I look at those times and it's fake
Oh, time for
news.
my
He said it was all over the
Daisy
place
daiquiri, I
yesterday.
guess.
Did not know what to expect today, just like everybody else. But right now, obviously Larson happy with it. Said he's a bit tight, and his crew chief is in his ear telling him about those marbles you guys were just speaking of.
So for Larson, this now looks like a test session. How long can we go? And what's it going to feel like if these tires give up and they wear all their tread off? What are you going to have?
Well, I just don't think they're going to wear all the tread off, but if it does, it's going to be instant, and it's going to be when the cords of the tire are the things trying to stick to the racetrack instead of the rubber on the tire. But back to Justin Haley's comments, when it doesn't have all that debris up in the top of the racetrack, it just makes the tires work correctly. Yesterday, like you say, it was like a cheese grater, and it would just put all that rubber, all those marbles up at the top of the hill.
William Byron was way up high in 3 and 4 trying to make something happen and get some rubber down. Here's Joey Logano, who has now gained 10 positions from his 38th starting spot.
Yeah, and you see that one car of Ross Chastain up
Let's
the
go,
racetrack
P10,
right there.
plus
Right
10
now, the
positions,
preferred
let's
groove is still
go.
going to be the bottom of the racetrack until that
Ain't gonna do
traction
nothing, but let's
compound gets
go.
run in and starts to wear out. Until that really starts to wear out and be a disadvantage, guys aren't going to move around.
Well, Bowman and Larson led all but 4 laps of the race here last fall.
All right, Larry, I think it's time to start. We need to sell something else other than this tire wear. We might get farther than we saw yesterday for sure. We're already there. Take me back to a fall race condition, and what do you think we can make?
Yeah,
now?
Larson
I feel
pulled
confident
away.
now because
I think
remember
they
the fall
figured out
race in
the tires
September
aren't
was a
gonna
night
be
race.
as
Track
bad as they
temp
were
was
last year.
100 degrees. They were able to run easily over 100 laps. Right now, as I said, we're right at 100 degrees in 1 and 2, a little under 90 in 3 and 4. I feel good right now.
Hey, Kevin, remember when I made that switcherooski on you down there and I didn't go with Denny Hamlin because I was thinking this tire, I could feel the heat on my head, on my shoulders. I thought, you know what? I'm going with the guy that's the gas master. I'm going to the 5 car. Do you remember that conversation?
I remember
It
that.
wasn't
Shut
20
the
minutes
hell
ago,
up,
buddy.
bro.
I remember it. I think Clint's I don't
Sometimes
know.
he
has switched
rambles
to,
a
I
little
don't
too
care.
much.
Let's go for it.
You remember when I
Kyle
blah blah
Larson.
blah
Oh,
blah
we caught
blah,
lap
blah,
traffic.
blah, blah,
Here we
blah,
go.
blah,
First
blah,
lap
blah,
car.
blah,
Shane
blah,
Vegas.
blah, blah, blah. You remember that?
No, that's Josh Bilicki. Never mind. But still, we caught lap traffic, and we're zooming out, bro. I want to see this lap traffic. And we caught Josh Bilicki.
Oh, Joshua.
Oh yeah, they removed the gradient off of the Byron car for some reason. There's like an orange gradient on the bottom of the flames. Yeah, they removed it for some reason. Oh! No contact there, sir. He said, move. Get out my way.
Austin Dillon. Oh.
McDowell said, no, bitch. I ain't moving. Not for you. Not for your teammate. Not for anyone. And Joey's falling backwards.
Joseph.
Joseph.
He's having to battle Noah Gragson and Riley Herbst. And Kyle said, yeah, bye. Oh, hey, this is the Ryan Priest cam. No comment from Cole.
Huh?
I said it was the Ryan Priest cam. I was surprised he didn't say anything. Here comes Jesse Love. Trying to make the outside work. Whoa! 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 Oh yeah, we passed Chase Elliott. Cool.
Bro, what is this top 10?
there's some contenders in here, but like people you'd see here every week. Oh, bye Shane Vegas, you're gonna get lapped.
And then
Bye, Shane.
He's just
Like
on
what?
ovals.
Larson, Hamlin,
It's your usual.
Blaney,
Like,
Bell.
but like
That's about it.
Justin Haley, Ricky Stenhouse, Carson House,
And Brad.
I mean, Brett. I don't know.
Brett
Good.
Y'all can't do shit without Tony Stewart. Just admit it.
I knew that. That's why the money was. I told it's literally the exact same Haas thing that it was pre-2008.
Yeah. Roy LaJoy about to get lapped.
Bro, that was actually the gayest home run I've seen in my life.
John Hunter Nemechek's Toyota Cam about to be.
Are you watching my stream, bro?
Oh, I would have been so mad if he spun.
Bro, this is the gayest home
Why
run.
you're seeing that, Mike, is because of this. The leader is in traffic, and
That's just dumb shit.
Oh, Bush is gonna get a lap, bro. Come on.
And that last shot, the pressure's on. They've got to go. They're out of time.
Wait,
Gonna be a
what?
lap down.
And this is what makes Kyle Larson so good. He's able to run the bottom. He's very creative with his
Did
lines
it hit
and
the
the way
camera?
that he can run that top line
No,
and
no,
pull
no.
that car down. And he anticipates what he sees in front of him as far as traffic, and very good at navigating traffic. And these guys know that
Oh,
they
it
have
hit
to
hit the
go
fucking net.
Well, now they're double wide.
Yeah.
Jesse Love way
And
up
goodbye,
top
Jesse
there,
Love.
trying to stay out of Kyle Larson's way as he will join Corey
That
LaJoy,
was
Cole
gay
Custer,
shit.
Shane Van Gisbergen, Cody Ware, and
That's
Josh
dumb.
Bilicki. One lap down.
Fuck
I
you,
am
Byron
blown away,
Buxton.
fellas. What a difference a
Piece of
day
shit.
makes. Yesterday, couldn't make 40 laps.
I
Had
should
6
like
minutes
Byron
of
Buxton,
practice,
but-
and these guys were on jack stands. Didn't have any tire left.
Not right
Today,
now.
73 laps. Here we go. Still green.
Different day, different game. Let's take a look at today's driver profile, sponsored by Chili's. It is Carson Hocevar, the 2020
Right,
Cup
Eddie.
Series Rookie of the Year. 3 Bristol starts, best finish of 11th, and
I
second
forgot,
place
yeah, because he
finish
started in the
at
fall race in
Atlanta in the
23.
second race of this season.
Well, what's your excuse for his shield being up today, Clint?
Still got his shield up, Kev. I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe he doesn't like it.
I mean,
His
this
air conditioner will work better if he puts it down.
100%.
Bristol's a busy place, and you see Carson right now. You see you see him lean to the right. That's the G-forces from the center of the corner, and his body will straight back up. This racetrack for a driver is very, very physical.
Second place.
Denny Hamlin passes Justin Haley for second, but I'm going to give some praise to Justin Haley. Great job so far. He was the one
praise
that
him too,
felt
dude.
that
He's running
first
good.
and took off to the front.
Started 10th, got up to second.
And it definitely paid off for him from a track position standpoint. He qualified well, put himself in a position to have a good day.
Regan?
Like a driver that did not qualify very well yesterday, Bubba Wallace started 22nd, up 9 spots to 13th.
Say
Early
23-11
report from the
kinda
driver
make it
car is a
headway.
little bit too tight to finish the corners, to exit the corners. I can tell you, they had
Bubba.
to lean heavily on their teammates from yesterday at the 45 car. Tyler Reddick, that he was much better than they
So,
were.
yeah,
So things
Reddick
going well
and
for
Wallace
Bubba,
are
and the
making some
radios are
headway.
starting to light up finally
That-
with comments
Bubba's
about the
car's
cars.
kinda
A lot of
sick, I
tight
can't
race
lie.
cars.
Oh, the USA, yeah, I like his US Air Force schemes. I do miss the ones with the
Larson
teeth
just
that
continues to
Eric
pick him
Jones
up
used
and
to
put him
run,
down.
but
He
these
has
are
now
so cool.
lapped 7 cars,
And goodbye, John Hunter.
counting Nemechek, who is 33rd.
I do feel bad for Avery
Busher, the
because
next one
Avery
ahead.
got some of the worst drivers
Yeah,
to
and
put
yesterday
in his
in practice,
fantasy.
we saw
he only
like,
gained 17
we talked
points
earlier,
yesterday.
we saw all these drivers have so much trouble with tires.
Felt
The
so
mental
bad.
side of today's game, knowing that you're going to possibly have to
I also
run
might
125
tweak how we
laps
run
on
our
tires after
AI
you went
next
through
year,
what you did
'cause
yesterday seems
look, 'cause
almost
Dawson
impossible.
should
So
not
right
be
now, inside the
133
car,
points out.
they're feeling, oh, I don't know, is that vibrating? I don't know. Is my car starting to turn? Is it? They're trying to think of any reason possible to think of something that could be wrong with the tires.
Look at this PJ1. The
Yeah,
traction compound,
NASCAR's
if you
gonna
will,
pick up
starting
that
to ball
call.
up down there on the bottom, and I think as it
Wait,
does,
Is it
that
vibrating?
creates
I don't
this tighter
know.
sensation that these guys are complaining about in the center of the corner, Kev.
Fox.
So Kevin says 125 laps. That would be the end of stage 1. Larry, we've already run more green flag laps than any green flag run in last year's race.
Yeah, and we've already
I
doubled
wonder if
what
they
we
tweak
ran
the tires.
yesterday.
I mean,
Again,
yeah,
I
they
just
had practice,
we're up
but I
to
wonder
100
when
degrees
they did
temp.
the tires this
Yesterday
year.
it was cloudy.
They gave everyone an extra
no
step this
sun,
morning,
70
too.
degrees track temp. It just would not
'Cause I remember
work.
last
But I
year
go
they
back to
were
Regan
gonna run out of
Smith's
sets of
report
tires.
about tight. Rubber's on the racetrack. That's something they didn't have yesterday, and that's a product of rubber being on the racetrack. The front tire starting to slide.
Well, and I
Dang it,
think it's
Buescher, why'd
also
you
a
get
product
lapped,
of that traction compound enabling these cars to go faster through the corners than they're used to running. Carry a lot of speed through the center, drive a push into it up off.
85 laps complete. 40 laps to go so far on all green flag stage 1.
Is Riley Hurt Lewis 26th? That's where Reddick started.
He said, "Get out of my way. I'm coming through."
You guys know that PJ's game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
I've
my
been
God,
on that.
All of y'all. Look at y'all. Sitting there. Doing none.
I'm a
You're doing
Minecraft
the same thing.
motherfucker. Doing something. I'm trying to
Oh,
help her
no.
out. Better
I'll be
fucking
gone in 2 minutes. Watch me.
You be gone or on?
Be doing tricks on it in 2 minutes.
He right. No, he right.
Huh?
Oh?
Daniel Suarez trying not to get lap challenge. Oh, Larson's in a
Todd.
huge.
No,
oh,
Todd. Don't kill Todd Larson, you fucker!
That would have been on Eric Jones.
Fucking Ewick.
I say Larson's in a huge pack of cars.
Fucking Ewick.
It's gonna allow Hamlin to catch. But Hamlin's have to get
So,
the same pack of cars.
when are we going 3 wide, boys?
Manscaped.
When Denny Hamlin decides to go crazy.
I predicted Manscaped in NASCAR,
no.
brother. That's crazy.
No, not me, amigo.
Oh, it was a for sure. He's gonna get lapped. Goodbye. Stinky. See you later. Eric Jones said, "Oh, McQueen is fading fast."
Good shot. Wait. Never mind, not good shot. Fuck you, Patrick Reed.
Josh Bilicki's already 2 laps down. That's
Probably cheated.
Here comes the battle for mid. Yay! Hooray!
Coming to complete 97 laps here at Bristol, and as Kyle Larson works his way up through the field lapping cars, it gets harder because they're all double wide and they don't want to go a lap down.
Ooh, careful.
And
I'm
don't
surprised they
leave a
didn't
lot
cause
of
a
room,
tire
do
up
they?
on Larson's car.
Now, Kyle Busch has
Pushing the
got
wall.
up and against the wall here.
Yep.
Coming
He's
up off the
washed.
corner.
Boo! Boo!
There's Kyle Larson's
He's washed.
lead.
Get him
Back
off
to
the
Denny
track.
Hamlin, the next blue car from your aerial coverage provided by Goodyear.
Facts.
Since 1925, the Goodyear blimp has
No
been
race
inspiring
here,
fans.
I'm telling
Keep
you, he
looking up
got
and
his last
keep
win at
driving
Gateway in
forward.
23. He is not winning again.
You might want to
100
listen to the
all
Truck Series
green
to run
flag
with Boyd,
laps
but
complete this time
He's gonna win
around.
the Truck
25 to
Series.
go in stage 1.
Yeah,
And
his
Larry,
last couple
he is
was
picking them
years
up
ago.
and putting them down, putting a lot of these cars a lap down.
As long as Reddick don't get lapped, I'm fine.
Yeah, the way he's going, another 25 laps, he could lap up to about
Oh no,
23rd
the
or
Lucy drops
24th,
23-11
but he's only
car.
about 2/10 slower than his fastest lap right now, talking about Carl Larson in the 5.
Now,
Yeah,
just ahead of him, Joey Logano goes after Riley Herbst because they're the last 2 cars on the lead
Kids,
lap
can you
now.
say odd year
and,
Logano?
You know, we go back to those replays of Kyle Larson.
Out of here, Logano.
It takes my breath when he gets into those scenarios going through lap traffic because he has such a fast car
it's
and
Ryan
such a big
Preece,
lead.
though.
Takes such chances tearing up
He's
his
gonna
car
get
like that
lapped.
though.
Well, his ability to get through lap traffic is special. It's just different, right? He's so used to passing cars.
Thank you,
Doesn't lose
Ryan.
the momentum. See the
Frank him,
momentum.
John.
He catches them. He
Frank him,
times
John.
them. And sometimes
Oh,
you're
and
lucky
goodbye,
when-
Riley Herbst. See you
when you're
later.
that much faster than him, trouble happens. But you're right. You
That
can get
could-
yourself
that'd
in
be
trouble pretty
hilarious.
easy at a track like Bristol.
That last lap in 3 and 4, he went all the way up to the wall in 3, came down, did a late apex in 4 like he was on a road race.
Where were you when Ryan Preece did a double barrel roll off Kyle Larson
right now?
Well, he's just so creative in the things that
We
he
thought
does behind
flipping
the
at
wheel, and
Vegas
he
would be
always has a
impossible.
plan, and he's always
Reddick
wanting to
proved
go
that.
forward. Right
Now
now, you
can
see him.
Ryan
The
Preece
next car
prove
he's
that
going to
you
go
can do a
around is
double
Joey
barrel
Logano,
flip at
and the last
Bristol?
thing that Joey Logano wants to do right now is go a lap down. Joey had trouble
that double
yesterday
aerial.
in qualifying. He touched the apron, spun that car out, knocked the right rear off, had to start in the back of this field.
Let's have a look at the Chevrolet team update. Kyle Larson leading. Chevrolets have led every one of the 105 laps so far, and except for Hamlin's Toyota, those Chevys have positions 1 through 6.
And the difference in the top and the bottom, Clint, as you know, it's a much different style in how you drive
Ross
the car. You have to
is
slow the car
moving.
down a lot more on the bottom of the corner. So being able to make your car work on the bottom and the top is 2 different styles of driving, and you definitely need some different things to happen in the car.
You're still
I'm glad you brought that up. So you're telling me at this stage in,
Bruh.
when the caution comes
Right,
out, probably
next
going to
lap
be making
car,
some adjustments,
Ryan
knowing that
Preece.
the traction compound is wearing out a little bit on the bottom, and this
Wreck
outside
him.
line is getting way faster.
Do the thing, Ryan.
Frank and Ryan.
A lot of jockeying for position as we come to 17
Jockey?
laps to go in stage 1.
What?
Since NASCAR came up with stage racing, stage 1 at Bristol has never gone caution free. This would be the first one.
Yeah, and I think part of
Buscher's
that
already
was just
a lap
the first
down.
half of this run, everybody not really
I got
knowing what to
busted.
do. As we see some contact there with the 24 and the 2, and William up
Goodbye,
the racetrack
William.
right there,
Stinky.
gotten the crumbs, the few
Oh.
crumbs that there are on the racetrack, the marbles up in the top,
Goodbye,
and
Stinky.
had to check up.
I need him.
Cost him 3 spots there.
Well, Cindric just cost him a bunch
Yesterday
of
we
positions.
talked about crumbs, but they
Oh,
were of a
finger
different
guys.
kind. It was the rubber coming off the tires that produced those crumbs or marbles all over the top.
Yeah,
groove
there's
of the
like
racetrack.
nothing.
Look at the difference today.
And that was
What?
the indication that the drivers had right off the bat. Hey, the tires aren't going to come apart today because those marbles are not up in the top of the racetrack.
Floor it. That's what that means.
Yep. Big difference in the weather. The ambient temperature 15 degrees. Track temperature difference huge in this full sunshine. As we come down to 12 to go in stage 1. From Ryan Preece's Ford Performance Cam, that is the leader, Kyle
Preece is
Larson
fighting
going by.
to Stanley
This shows you
lap.
how
And
fast
goodbye,
and how
Kyle
methodical
Larson.
Kyle Larson is doing of putting cars a lap down. I mean, I look over and the biggest mover of the race so far is that car right there, a lap down, the first one. Joey Logano in a 22 car
Oh,
gained
still
12
side by side.
spots.
Nah,
Wasn't
fuck you,
enough.
Kyle Larson. Get
Preece
back
is
there,
not gonna go away
stinky.
quietly here.
Holding them,
He's battling
holding
hard
them.
to stay on the lead lap with Michael
Still
McDowell
holding
right in
them.
front of him.
He's
but
still
Keep holding
holding
the
them.
breeze.
hang out
Keep
there
Get
for
him,
fucking holding the
Preece.
breeze.
He's
Yeah,
holding
and
them.
These guys all
Ah,
had to
Preece had to get out of the
decide,
gas.
what do we do to our car before the race? We
Nah.
were
Preece,
talking
don't
about
let him
tight
in
car
this
handling
bitch.
and
Get a
all the
Preece.
things that they had to decide before the race. But
Fight
right now,
him.
some of those guys are getting bit and going a lap down.
Yeah, the
Preece
rest
still
of them are
holding
starting
them.
to fall off at the tail end of this.
Oh
But
my
number
God,
goes
Ryan
Stenhouse.
Preece.
Lost a few positions right
Preece
there.
is a short tracker.
Yeah, he and Blaney
Oh
both
yeah,
started
I
top
forgot.
5.
These two had beef a couple
Now
years
they
ago
are
here.
racing for
I forgot.
7th.
During the dirt race. Preece wrecked
Now,
Larson.
Preece can hold off
Preece
the
got
5
him. Let's
to
go,
stay on the lead
Preece.
lap at the end of stage 1, or if he can at least keep him from
Kyle
passing.
Larson's like this
Michael
fucker.
McDowell to get
Oh!
the free pass at the end of this stage.
Oh,
And we
hey,
know that
fuck
this
you,
run will
Kyle
be our worst
Larson.
run on the tires because of
You-
moving
all right,
up the racetrack
Preece,
when the
use
track was
McDowell
not
as pick.
rubbered up.
Use
Now
McDowell
it's
as
rubbered
pick.
up and you can run anywhere on the
Use him as
racetrack. But
pick.
this will
Yeah,
definitely
use him as
probably be
pick. Go.
the worst run on the tires.
No. No.
Preece
Yeah.
is putting
Get
up a
him.
heck of a fight, Mike.
With 7 laps to go,
Get
he's
him,
hanging
Preece.
tough.
Go.
Fuck him up, Ryan.
Well, he took his preferred line away. We know
Take
that he
that
wants
line,
to get
Preece.
back on that outside line.
Use
That's
71
how
as
he
a
passed
pick.
everybody, kind of outside in.
Yes, sir. Get him.
Now he's pinned down on the bottom. Took his exit away.
Get
Well,
him,
and there's
Preece.
another car in front of him on the bottom of the racetrack as well. So Ryan knows that he had Larson pinned in right now.
Oh, Dawson's
right
gonna
there,
text
and,
the chat
and
and
this
be
is
like,
the race
"Preece
to
is
get to
Peter
the end of the
Bendis."
stage.
And
Okay,
Larson
Preece.
just can't
What's
sit
he
on
gonna
this
say?
behind Ryan Preece because Denny Hamlin
Boys,
has
our
cut
car
his
is really
lead. There's
good.
Hamlin down to 0.8 of a second.
And that's typical Bristol. You get stuck in traffic, you get cars that are
sit
hard
down,
to
bro.
pass, hold you up, and it allows
Dude, he's
that
still
guy in
holding
second
them.
place to run right
Oh.
in on you really quickly.
Look
Come
how
on,
much
Preece.
faster he is.
Top
He
to
can't do-
bottom at turn 2.
Here comes
Gets
Denny
even
Hamlin.
with Preece down the backstretch, and
Can't get clear.
no.
Preece still holding them.
And there you see the
But
other
here
problem.
comes
Michael
Denny
McDowell on the
Hamlin.
bottom of the racetrack Now he's going to be clear of Ryan Preece, so he's going to have the option of wherever he wants to
Preece,
run,
get him!
right back to the top of the racetrack for Kyle Larson.
Oh, and goodbye, Larson. Yep, Larson's got his preferred lane. He's going. Bye-bye.
Look at the speed difference they can carry on that outside, the momentum up off the corners.
Well, now Ryan Preece needs to go to work on Michael McDowell, because now Michael McDowell is the lucky dog.
Go
as Kyle
tree
Larson
ride.
puts him a lap down.
And Joey Logano is coming right behind Ryan Preece. So big fight here to be last car on the lead
needs
lap,
to pass
or first
McDowell
car
to
one
get the
lap
wave
down
around.
at the stage
Who are we
end,
saying hi to?
which is 1 lap away.
No one.
Oh.
Stage 1.
Larson all
Kyle
alone
Larson.
now. He's got a big
At
buffer
the
between
line. Get him,
himself
Preece. Get him,
and
Preece. Get him
Hamlin,
at the line.
and wins the stage.
I think Preece got it. Yes, he did. Preece got it.
And I believe Preece got past McDowell to be the first car 1 lap down.
Yep, he got it.
It's Kyle Larson's 6th Bristol stage win, the most of all drivers.
Woo! Woo! Hey, you're not a lap car anymore, so you're fine.
Yeah.
You had to get past McDowell to win the stage, and I mean to get the free pass. You did. I still don't know what I want for lunch. Look at my 1,000 food apps.
First caution-free stage at Bristol.
Yeah, now we're about to start stacking up cars.
Oh, great. Watch me at the 2311 cars.
Yeah.
All 3 of them just wreck. They just blow their tires. NASCAR has the.
Nah, I'm gonna need that to not happen.
You're telling me.
I have Bubba on my fantasy team, and I got money on Reddit.
This is like
so.
the one track I want him to win at, dude. It's like, he doesn't do good here at all in the next gen.
The Dente.
Ride the Dente.
I'm up to 37 emeralds.
That's a lot of emeralds.
I almost got our librarian fucking leveled up a level.
Remember what they took from you, and it's Bristol dirt. No, I'm glad we're not on dirt anymore.
I'm mad. I miss Bristol
I didn't like
dirt.
the dirt race.
I liked it for chaos.
Ryan Preece Racing tweets, "We are the free pass."
Saturday on Fox, Dodgers, Rangers, or Cards, Mets. Saturday, 4 Eastern on Fox. Check your local listings. And as Johnny Bench pointed out in the pre-race, Major League Baseball is coming to Bristol. Be here or watch it live on Fox. August 2nd, the MLB Speedway Classic. Tickets are on sale now as the Braves will face off against the Reds right here in the last great Coliseum. Go to MLB.com/Speedway Classic to purchase your tickets. Jamie Little.
Well, Mike, last week when Denny Hamlin won, he gave all the credit to his pit crew for stepping
Kyle
up when
Larson.
it mattered
Hey,
most
Kyle
on
Larson.
that last pit stop. Now this year, this team has a new front changer, and so far their chemistry has been very impressive. Let's meet Team 11.
Austin Maloney, front tire changer, newest member on the 11. Devin Euchre, rear tire changer, former Taco Bell burrito master.
What?
Dylan Dowell, tire carrier, and the best backflipper in the NASCAR garage.
Kenneth Purcell, fueler, 22 years on pit road and looking for my 5th championship.
Joel Alexandre Boignon, I'm the Jackman, former Green Bay Packer running back, and I'm the guy with the news you've been hearing about.
All right.
I knew that was coming.
I'll show them to you. Look at this. Around the back with the jack and into position, all to gain fractions of a second.
Man, Dawson trying to jinx his driver.
You've been talking about.
Well, his moves are winning moves, so I like that too.
I'm very
Confidence.
superstitious.
All right, let's have a look at pit road because at Bristol here, it is different. We pit on both sides of the racetrack.
On the
well, you see right here, you enter off of back straightaway and front straightaway when you're under green. But this pit road, when you pit under yellow, you have this corner right here, and when you go around that radius, you can up the pit road speed. So going in and out of these sections right here, on and off of that corner, allow you to take. You have to slow down and speed up. Speed up going into the corner, slow down coming out of the corner, and that's where you get a lot of speeding penalties trying to maximize that pit road speed.
Because as Larry Mack explained, it's time over distance. That's how they measure whether or not you are speeding in each one of those sections.
Justin Allgaier has an
and it's all done by computer. There's
123
no human element involved.
Nope.
For the,
used
for
to have
the
the stopwatches sitting up in the
championship.
NASCAR officiating booth, and they decided if you were going to get a penalty or not.
Third
today,
is Jesse
not the
Love,
case.
160
They didn't always
points
call
back.
Rusty Wallace his name.
Fourth is Austin Hill,
More often than
213
most, let's
points
say.
back.
All right, here are our pit crew rankings coming into this 9th race of the season, with
I guess
Bubba
it's
Wallace's
13,
team at the top, led by Charles Denike and Denny Hamlin's
I guess it's not on that team,
right there,
the
led
45,
by
because
Chris
we
Gale.
suck.
We got James Small. We suck
Last year's
too.
best team, Christopher Bell's,
Either you're
in
really
8th place
good or
right
you
now, according
are
to
doo-doo butt
our
cheeks
rankings.
bad.
Well, it was on full display last
Go
week
in.
Darlington.
Go in.
Denny Hamlin said in a pre-race. All the praise
I like
goes
the
to
I like
that
the 77's
team
fire
effort
suits. They're just
and that pit crew.
It's a long sleeve shirt with jeans.
All right, here come the lead lap cars to pit road. Regan.
Carson
First
Hosfar in
box
the
in,
77
Hosfar.
car. Very good start to the race. A little bit too tight with the front of the race car, but he can't afford to have it any looser. They did have the reins pulled back on him pretty much the entire run right there. And the 7 car of Justin Haley, just a little bit too free with the right rear.
Justin Haley one to watch?
Not sure what to tell him otherwise. He likes it. They were being conservative in terms of adjustments. They're going to leave it alone for this next run. Jamie?
And around on the front stretch, Denny Hamlin in the 11 comes in second. He said, I'm a little tight center, but that's all I've got so far on this first run. Meanwhile, the 5 of Kyle Larson started off tight, then it freed up a bit. Cliff Daniels said, what do you need? He said, I really don't know. I don't know what to expect and how it's going to change, so no adjustments for the 5.
Now, why was there such a big gap
First off,
between
pit road,
cars in
Kyle
the
Larson.
long pit road?
Denny
Because
Hamlin.
there were a lot of lap cars. There were 3
Justin Haley.
between Larson and Hamlin, and there were 6
Bowman.
between Hamlin
Oh my God.
and Haley. And you can't close up when you all have to enter at pit road speed. Kyle Larson led most every lap of stage 1 to win it. Alex Bowman led the rest.
How are the burgers?
There's a Twitter account that's fuck every country, and they said fuck Iraq. And there's a George W. Bush parody account, and it says I agree, bro. Thank you, George W. Bush parody account.
I gotta eat 3. I gotta eat 3. Very excited. ARCA is at Michigan this week. I said excited that ARCA is at Michigan this week, and
I think I
then
might actually run that.
And then A-Fix is at Vegas since the Cup cars don't go to Rockingham. So ARCA and A-Class, doing those 2.
I will be running Arcas.
Well, I guarantee you, Brendan knew from the first clue who the Tiger of the Day was.
Griffin nonstop. What are you kid? No, go away. Leave? What the fuck is this?
What are you talking about?
Just say you're a bitch. Just say that. This
What
is
the
my
fuck are you
realm now,
talking to?
boy. What the
Oh, they're talking
fuck?
about while they're talking to Mike.
What is this schizo typing in the chat? This my realm, boy. What? What the
It's
fuck
your
is this? I'm a,
Who's
I'm a
paying the
touch-
bill for the realm exactly?
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Griffin ain't saying nothing now.
what
Whose
I
dinner
thought.
bone is this? Whose dinner bone? I've been wondering that. Who's
Him
did this?
alone.
That's what I thought. Who's paying that
Leave,
$8 a
leave
month?
my dear dinner bone alone.
Waters right. What
Deer
does that
dinner bone?
mean?
I thought it was a
Can't
horse.
touch- Oh,
Stop.
Live with
That's crazy.
Jamie
You don't think I can?
You're
That's
retarded.
crazy.
This is a spot where fans have a great view. The
What the
advantage
fuck?
of
Oh
sight
my!
and
Alright,
sound.
alright, I'm
Not
getting
so
out, I'm getting
much.
out, I'm getting out.
Down
Let me
in the
leave.
pits,
Just let me leave,
Jamie,
let me
it's
leave, let me leave.
140 decibels. The threshold
What did
of
you
pain
do?
for a human being is 132. That's why we're wearing these cans on our ears so we can hear better. What's that, Jamie? Work with
I
me here.
teleported
Play
to him,
along.
and yeah,
yes,
he
we're enjoying the. I know it's
kicked
loud.
me
It's
out.
Thunder Valley. That's one of the great names. That's why they call it that.
The
And
angry
it's
man on
what
top
we
of the mountain.
expected, right? Kyle Larson rolling along, and obviously Denny Hamlin right there going for his third straight. But who else are you keeping a close watch on?
Well, the two Spire cars,
Sit
Haley
up on
and
the hill
Hillscore,
like
both
you
in
do
the
up
top
at,
5
like
at the end of
you
that.
do, Phoenix.
But Chris,
Sit
I'm
up on
gonna
the
say I
hill.
think it'll be a totally different race when we go back green here. The guys have learned that the
drinks
tires
and
aren't wearing
chicken.
like what we saw
Watch
in
the
practice
race.
yesterday. Harvick and Boyer have kind of emphasized that. I think we see a totally different race when this next stage starts.
All right, Larson and Tire, man. And thank you, by the way, for sharing this. You guys doing okay with the noise? You can hear? Okay, good. I just heard
I'm
the
trying to
cue.
eat my
We're back
burger.
to
What do
the
you
booth,
want, you
Mike.
Jew?
Thank you, Chris. Jamie. All right, pre-race. Ricky Stenhouse qualified on the outside of the front row, so he and Mike Kelly allowed us to sit in on their team meeting.
For me, just let's capitalize on today. We got a really good car and
APAC.
best car I've had here in practice and in qualifying in a very, very long time. We can win at these next few tracks we have coming up. So we'll go get them today.
Actually, we have the coordinates for the Nether in the Nether. We could go. We could use this time for us to explore the Nether and try and find shit.
367, he started in 15th and won
Fuck
the race.
Mike.
We have a good vehicle and a good driver. And we
Griffin,
can do
you've
this.
only built that long ass
we
tunnel,
call
right?
it
You haven't
let's,
explored
let's
anything
call
or
their
even
next
made your
key
way.
just
Yeah,
like we
because you said you wanted to make your way to that.
1, 2, 3. Yes!
Let's me and you find a way down first.
There's the pit crew led by Mike Kelly for Ricky Stenhouse.
Yeah, we're gonna need
The
to
spotter
definitely
up on
find a
the
way down.
roof.
I'm gonna get some
Currently
shit and let's do this Nether
Okay.
adventure.
Jamie.
And listening to Kyle Larson's radio, he's led over
I'm bringing
100
2
laps
stacks of
now. This is what
cobblestone
Cliff
with
Daniels
me,
had to
'cause
tell
that's
him after
definitely
those tires
needed.
came off.
Tires did not look bad at all. They still had
Yeah,
wear
we're
pit
getting a
holes
repeat of the
left.
fall
He was at the
race.
bottom of the wear pit
Get ready to
holes,
see
but
Larson
still had
lead
left.
every single lap.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Okay.
Wow, as hard as he was running.
Can you believe that you just heard that man say that after watching practice yesterday?
I can, and
I
because of
can't.
the way that the rubber, well, not after practice, but after practice, I'd have told you we were in big trouble. But when you started seeing that rubber start to lay down on the racetrack, but Larry, I would say that this is definitely the worst run that we're going to have today as far as tire wear.
Yeah, because regardless of what the track temp is, this track had no rubber on it. It's what we call green. The only thing that was on the racetrack was the traction compound in the bottom 4 feet, no rubber whatsoever.
Kyle Busch, Shane
we
Van
have
Gisbergen
penalties. Kyle
speeding
Busch,
back in the field.
Shane
They
Van
go.
Gisbergen speeding on
Who
pit
was
road,
Shane and
and
who?
not in that
Kyle
curved
Busch.
section in 3
Oh,
and 4, but
fuck
along
Kyle
the straightaway,
Busch.
Larry told us. Austin
Hunk is
Cindric
washed.
heading
Hunk
out of
is
the box.
washed.
I
So
hope
he
he
will
wins this
restart
year.
at the tail end also.
Well, we see it every week. We've
If
seen
there's
it
a
a
Chevy
lot
guy
out
to
of
win
Kyle
this
Busch's
year,
car,
I
but
hope it's Kyle
talking
Busch.
about that speeding in the middle of pit road, and the thing that happens here, it's so easy, especially if you're in second gear with that
Precious
low
Briscoe
RPM.
is
You're
P10.
able to surge past
We've been hovering
the
between
limiter
15th
that you
and
have
10th
for
all
pit road
day.
speed,
I'm
and
happy
it
with
gets
the effort.
real
We're
easy to
looking
get out of
good.
that box because the RPM so low.
Chilling around.
All right, they're coming to the Echo
15th
Park
place
Automotive
area,
restart
15th,
zone.
19th,
There it is,
running
just off turn number
around that area.
4.
Highest we've been is 15th, I think.
Hard to get going on the inside. Always a challenge.
Here we go.
Here we go for stage 2.
Denny didn't go.
Well, you nailed that one, Clint. We saw Denny
Hamlin did not go at
struggle right
all.
there.
Dude!
Lost a couple spots right off the bat to the outside row.
For this because mine is letting.
And the thing that we're going to see different this time is you're going to see everybody hammer down. They know that the tires are no longer an issue.
They ain't letting
Ty
Larson
Gibbs
go
up on the
away.
outside, and now Carson Hocevar.
Here comes Carson
around for
Hocevar.
second place.
How about Hocevar? Started this race at the back of the top 10, worked his way up to 5th at the stage break, trying
Spire
for the lead.
duo, the 77 and the 7.
His teammate Justin Haley.
Yeah, those two Spire cars look fantastic today. Gripping and ripping, but how about Ty Gibbs? He fell back at the beginning of that race. The
Ty
guys
Gibbs
got him a
ran
couple
pretty good here
spots
last
in the
year.
pits. We're back in the game. These Gibbs cars are here. 20 right there behind him. You see those guys. Denny, we know how good he is here.
Hi, Archie.
Full 20.
Oh.
Small gap here. Clear low, clear low, clear low, clear low.
All right, Bowman into 5th, Bell 6th, and then Gibbs slots in 7th.
The highest driver I have is 8th.
Oh.
First car double wide is going to be Josh Berry in the 21. That's back in 13th place.
Oh, no.
As he races with Bubba and with
We're in the
Keselowski. And right behind him coming William Byron. Chase Elliott had a look up high, decided against it.
Yeah, and you see right now everybody's setting their fast lap. They've got new tires on. Kyle Larson, he's put the lap time down to his fast lap is a 15:39, and he did that on lap 144. So
they're literally a half a second. Whoa, stacking up here.
Brad just stacked up the entire line.
Elliott in the way. Elliott is not happy. They're a half a second faster taking off this time than that first run.
And
Brad
that's
was stacking
all
up the line.
a choice.
Don't wreck it.
These guys decided at the
please.
beginning of the race that they needed to pace themselves until they understood the tire wear. Now it's just go as fast as you can go every lap.
Now it's track position.
Looking back from the Oscar Mayer BLT cam
give me a
on board
break.
Keselowski. And here's another look at it.
Chase would finish better than Byron. Where's Byron at?
Right behind
Right
him.
next to
Oh,
him.
behind him.
So that's what stacked up the line. It was Bubba.
Yeah, I need Byron also to finish better than Chase.
No, I need Chase to finish better than Byron.
Oh, well, I need the opposite. Fuck your money.
I said Bell
And
to
a lot
finish
of that
better
was
than
probably
Blaney.
just
Where's
Bubba
Bell
Wallace
and
trying to
Blaney?
diamond that corner coming down the hill.
I don't
Okay,
think
they're close to each other.
Really
I need
anticipate
Chastain over
coming back
Breeze.
down all the way into that bottom lane. So stuff
Larson
that can
over
happen
Hamlin.
Here at Bristol.
I need
They
Hamlin
have
over
two
Larson.
different lanes.
So it's still
Kyle
Josh
Busch
Berry,
over
their first car on the
Logano.
outside,
I need
but now
Logano
he's
over
back at
Busch.
19th place.
Where's Kyle
That was
Busch?
as close as it gets right
Where's
there.
In the
Logano?
back. Remember, he sped.
Stenhouse not
Oh, yeah.
happy
He's
about it.
bad.
Briscoe moved him
No,
out
he's
of the
making his
way.
way
Gotta
up.
go
He's already
time.
past Logano.
Well, this is where it gets interesting right here.
Brad?
We saw that Stenhouse was
Well, Logano was a
the way
lap
that
car.
he got past.
Okay, yeah, now I want to look at my
Rod
bet. Now that
Got himself back down in line and not
now
going to
that
be
the race
close enough to
is going on,
retaliate.
oh, what did we
Pass
do?
this way.
Briscoe.
You better be
Bumping.
darn sure that
Wreck him,
27
wreck him,
out of the
Briscoe.
way.
Look at Briscoe.
Get him,
Move his
Briscoe.
big ass up.
Get that
Yes,
fraud out of
sir.
here.
Move 'em. There's still a lot of racing
Get that
left.
fraud out of here. I really
So
should have
that
chose
gives
something.
Larson the Xfinity fastest lap
What was
of
my
the
next
race
one? Oh, I
so
said
far.
Priest would finish better than Chastain. Where's Priest and
124.7 miles
Chastain?
per hour on the restart. Coming
Priest
off the
is,
restart
I think,
at lap
in the 20s.
144.
Chastain's
It's not by
18th.
a little bit either, almost a tenth and a half right there. So Kyle Larson car it
he's
is really
24th.
fast. You see
Oh,
another
fuck.
Chevrolet of
Yeah, he
Reddick
just got the
was
wave
better.
around.
the other guy.
Oh,
that
yeah,
has had
Reddick
a lot of
over
success
Stenhouse.
running
Oh,
third
I
right now,
mean,
Denny Hamlin.
Stenhouse
So
is having a
Haley's a little bit of
weird
a
day.
surprise
I mean,
to be up
Stenhouse
there
just
in
got
the middle of
bumped out of
those
the
two
way by
guys.
I
Briscoe,
think that's
and Reddick
credit to
is
them
like
taking
14th.
off, risking it
Where are
on
you? Okay, so
early
you're
on, got
nearby,
them the track
and
position that they needed.
then
This has become
Briscoe
a track
over
position
Bubba.
game, much like we saw last week at
Bubba
Darlington.
is
You must keep
12th.
the track position.
So all these drivers
Caution
are
comes
close
out
to each
the
other
wrong time, they
except
can
for
nab you.
On board the
who was
Advent
Priest is
Health
literally the
Cam right
only
here
one
with
that's
Eric Jones on
like
the
not
inside
even
of,
close right now.
of Ty Gibbs.
Ty Dillon, that is.
Or yeah, Ty Dillon. Sorry. Thank you, Mike.
Kuma used to be
spoiler
a
cam look
RCR
there.
sponsor. They left it colleague.
Yeah. Josh Berry still on the outside. That's who they're right behind. Wood Brothers car there.
Hard to explain the challenge. You're riding along with Eric Jones with that car on the outside. You need that real estate to move up the track. They pinch you off, and you hear him working that gas. Can't put it all the way down. Cut your line off. You're pulling on the wheel really hard, trying to stay off of that outside car. Very challenging around the tight quarters of Bristol.
We continue under green. When we come back, Kyle Larson will be closing in on
Can we
lap
catch
of
lap
cars
traffic, please,
once
so we
again.
can have
160 laps in.
race? Ryan Logano passed Kyle.
Okay, I need to go put my emeralds away and gear up before going to the nether.
Back in 15th. That's unfortunate.
Oh.
With 170 laps complete at Bristol, next weekend the UFL takes over Easter weekend with a Fox Football extravaganza. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You'll see it all next weekend on Fox. Kyle Larson continues to lead here at Bristol. And yes, he has caught lap traffic and beginning to work it here. Haley, Hamlin, Hocevar up to 4th. And Bowman the top 5.
And I can't tell you how much easier it is now that this track's opened up. You have that outside line. I'm seeing guys shoot the middle. The bottom lane's still good with the traction compound. They're racing all over the racetrack right now. Pretty racy.
Now the thing is going to be, when does this PJ1 start to slow down? Does it ever slow down? How many laps will it last? Will it chunk up on the bottom? Will it start to wear out? Will the high groove start to really take enough rubber so you can rip a nice arc all the way around the corner? Now you got to keep up with the racetrack. You got to understand when to move up and do all those things.
Haley under fire from Hamlin for 2nd.
Fantastic job. And then Hamlin, you know he's going to be a contender anytime you go to Bristol. Right there, proving that point. Going for 3 in a row.
Trying to work around Ryan Preece, who has gone one lap down.
NASCAR owns IMSA.
Yeah.
And Hocevar right with his teammate. Here's the Chili's onboard cam.
Yeah, and this is right in Hocevar's wheelhouse now, Clint. Being able to just smash the gas, be aggressive, make lap time. That's what it takes to be really good here at Bristol.
Is NASCAR going to Long Beach?
Hell no.
Alex Bowman.
Oh! Chain in the wall.
And the first caution of the day for cause.
Can someone play the clip?
178.
Useless on oval.
Van Gisbergen had already gone 2 laps down.
Let me guess. It was useless on ovals, Shane Van Gisbergen, dude. Of course.
Disgrace side number.
And it looks like Ryan Preece, who fought hard to stay away from 1 lap down.
Well, I think that's where that he's trying to get up here in the top right. Watch Shane Van Gisbergen get to the inside of him, runs out of real estate trying to squeeze him, gets loose, corrects, get up into this door. Way they both go.
Not Cody. Where the battle's for
racing
mid.
to Bristol.
Here's Here's Hocevar's view of what happened between Cody Ware and Shane Van Gisbergen.
Look at that right in front of Denny Hamlin.
And it didn't wreck Denny. It didn't wreck
Denny. It looked like Shane just got a little bit loose, missed his mark up the racetrack a little higher, and then
he was getting crowded pretty hard too. Didn't tear that car up much. What are you thinking, Larry? We pitting?
I'd say we might see a mixed bag, Clint. We've run 35 laps. Again, the fall off is not that huge. We only have to go to lap 250 to end this stage, so probably you're looking at about 65 laps. To me, it looks like a track
I'm pretty
position
geared up
race.
for the
position.
nether. The nether.
Over Fox to catch the IndyCar Series on the streets of Southern California for the 50th Long Beach Grand Prix. That's later today on Fox.
Whoa! Yeah. Commissar DJ, permission to take a smoke break before we go to the nether?
Permission granted.
The teams were given.
I hear you eating.
The teams were allowed to purchase 9
Yeah,
sets of brand new tires for today's race, plus the set they
I'm rocking
on. And this
I'm rocking
morning,
full iron. I got a diamond sword.
NASCAR allowed each team another set of tires.
I might actually
concern
wear
about tire
gold,
wear.
my
So
golden
10
enchanted
sets of
helmet
new
just
tires
because if
plus the
you run
scuffs
into
from
any
qualifying are
fucking
available today.
probably going to have some extras now. Now that the racetrack is
Gold
rubbered up,
helmet
so
deal.
this will be interesting, like Larry said, as to
What, DJ?
What's a gold
is
helmet
track
deal?
position that much more
Well,
important?
if
is
you
the
have
pace,
any- if you have a
what's
piece
gonna
of
be,
gold
what's
armor
gonna,
on, they
what's
won't
going to
attack
trump the
you.
one, the other today?
Well, let's
Oh.
look at that. It's somewhere
Big
around
ones.
what? After 35
I'm pretty
laps,
sure
they were
that's the
running
thing. I'll have to- I'll
1590s.
look
All
over
right,
that.
we'll
Yes.
go back to that
If you wear
last
any
run,
piece of
deep
gold
into
armor
the
and
run.
another
They were
What's
still
the-
running 1580s on lap
We are playing
100.
Minecraft.
Okay,
So
so
I don't
definitely
know.
put some.
I think the
don't-
track
what do I
position
want?
game
I'll
is
wear a gold
alive
helmet.
and well.
Yeah, I have an
Well, we
enchanted
know that Joe
one.
Gibbs Racing
That's
leads
why I'm
in
just
the
gonna
win
wear
column this season.
the helmet.
Oh yeah, you have an
The
enchantment
Gibbs
table.
Performance Center
Yes.
has also been
And there's
hard at
la-
work
Shut
on
up,
pit
dog.
stops.
There's a
Now,
bunch
this
of
is what we
laps
saw
too, if you
last
wanna make a chance.
year at Richmond, a
I know
different
exactly what I'm gonna use that
choreography of
for.
the pit stop.
Where is my
Then at
finest fishing
Daytona,
rod?
a timed pit stop displayed on the iPad for the driver.
Yeah, it goes up to level 30.
Timed
so.
fueling there, and we talked earlier
You know what? I'll wait
about
then.
this slick move the jack from
I
the
also
right
made
to the
a
left side
spider-
of the car move, all
spider,
chasing
XP
fractions
car.
of a second.
He didn't come up with that,
What does that
though.
mean?
Our man Junior Johnson did. I saw
So,
that first
I
back
think
then.
I think I put the
All right,
coordinates
Ricky
of it in
Stenhouse
the
from ninth
boards
is the first
thing.
of the cars to pit. The front 8 stayed out under this caution flag. So we'll take a break from Bristol.
What are you doing over there, man? All right, see ya.
What?
Talking to Archie. You ain't smelly it.
I'm bringing just nine iron with me. Should I bring coal in a furnace, or should we be fine with that?
You can bring.
What?
I mean, I'm bringing 31 baked potatoes. and
We're not
14
talking
bread, so-
about you.
Wherever. I don't ever use axe or boards anymore. I always use axes because they do more damage.
I'm gonna bring gold bars with me because I'm pretty sure if you throw gold bars down the ground by piglins, they'll throw random shit to you for the gold.
Dawson just called Ryan Priest the new Ryan Newman. He's a roadblock.
Can you back check that statement from Griffin? Also, I'm just realizing it. Griffin, Hunter, how the fuck you both got up to 19 now?
I died the other day. I got a creeper snuck
Hold
up on
up.
me while I was at my farm and blew me up. That's how I got my 19th death.
DJ.
What happened?
What?
Look who's P10.
Oh, hello, friend.
Are we doing something today? Please.
Is Reddit past Stenhouse? By the
Yes.
Let's go. I
We
need
are
him to stay
P10.
in front of Stenhouse. I don't care where
I
you guys
need to
finish,
Reddit
as long as
past Stenhouse too. Where
long as
the only one that I was worried about was not Busher, Priest. Where's Priest at? Now Priest
He just got the free
over.
pass again, so he'll be at the back at the tail end of the field.
See, I have Chastain over Breeze.
I have Priest over Chastain. Where's Chastain at?
Well, our parlay is like completely opposite.
So one of us is gonna lose.
Reese is going to the tail end of the field because you have to wave around. I think Chastain's like 18th.
Here's John Hunter Nemechek leaving pit road after his stop. We'll switch to the rear view and watch the right side of your screen here.
There she goes, right there.
That's the lug nut.
Oh,
left side.
Uh-oh.
Eva, come on.
And
it was good
the
thing it wasn't under
tire,
green.
that left started
around the
rolling
bush.
down pit road.
Oh my gosh.
And here in the middle of a pit stop, Daniel Suarez crew comes around and just misses being hit by that errant wheel and tire.
Well, that was really, really lucky that that tire did not hit that crew member. That would have been a bad deal.
Did they get that tire?
I'd keep it.
Tire.
There's the single lug nut that is used on these 18-inch BBS alloy wheels. And how it's retained. Once that nut goes on past that brightly colored stop, the wheel should not be able to, or the nut should not be able to unwind itself.
Yeah, well, obviously, it most likely didn't get put on those dowels, and the lug nut never went on, and then the safety pin never released. So the lug
This is
nut
the highest we've ever been
got
at Bristol.
To the point
Let's
of that
go.
pin popping out to keep the lug nut on there.
You got to remember.
So the driver should never have left the pit.
Well, but you got to remember that wheel's alloy, right? The
All
studs
right, I am
that
back
go
from
in. You see all. Look here. These studs here go into those holes, right? And they have a lot of them, so it can index different ways. That thing can get crooked on there and hold it up with a soft alloy wheel, and it can also.
I know you are.
It can also go and get in between those holes, believe it or not, and it's alloy, it's soft, and when it does that, it holds it away from that keeper. The lug nut is not on.
The good thing, it happened on pit road. The penalty, he has to start at the tail end of the longest line, unlike if it had come off on the racetrack.
Beat my meat 500. Yes.
Beat my meat 500.
Man, that's scary stuff right there.
Michael McDowell nabbed for speeding on pit road, so he will
goodbye,
slide
McDowell.
the back.
Big bush.
There's the choose.
5
I love
penalties
being
now,
up
Mike?
front. Yay!
Yes, 3 of which were speeding.
Hi, friend.
A lot of bottom fishers here on this choose.
Yeah, and
Hello,
we've seen
friend.
that bottom and be dominant, and that's
Good to see you. Good to see you.
when it gets
Good to be
cleaned
up
up, you can kind of run that second lane, but
We do want
as much grip as that bottom lane has right now, currently with
Fine,
them
Minecraft.
reapplying that
Fuck you,
PJ1
big
overnight,
ass
it's going to take a couple hundred laps or maybe 300 laps to start
I'm
wearing
talking
that
to the
out.
little
So
chubby
when we
motherfucker.
restart, the Echo Park
Oh,
Automotive
Hunter?
restart zone is right
Oh,
at the exit of turn number 4. A lot of those cars are still on the curve.
Did I say
How much more
that
difficult is
meatball?
it to restart and fire off when you're in the middle of the corner?
It's a timing thing, and
Alright.
with Bristol here, I always
All
just
right,
wanted to
gentlemen,
maintain my gap
stage
and just
number
not spin the tires and lose anything.
DJ,
So
you
you
done
kind of
stuff
just
in your
anticipate it
fucking
and just
face? Is it
try
tether
to
tires?
not lose. Don't make any big mistakes.
All right,
but it's
don't
tough.
spin the tires. Good flag.
Okay.
Especially on
Hey, we're right next to
tires.
each other. Hello.
All right, back
Hello,
to green. The
sir.
first 8 cars,
Be up
at
front.
least they were the first 8. Now
Denny
it's
got
the
a
first
challenge.
12
Come on,
that
Denny.
line up.
Give him
Did
something
not
challenge.
stop.
And this is going to be a big test right here to see if those new tires can make any ground on these guys up front.
Denny slipping a little bit. Haley was right there, knocking on the door. Here comes Bowman to the inside.
And we're immediately getting
We
challenged
talk
by
about those tires.
Billy
Those
Byron.
sticker tires are always better when you fire off. So once we get past
Always
2, 3,
a
4, 5
Hendrick
laps,
car.
that's
Always,
when,
and it's always the
things
same
will start
one.
to even out on the guys that stayed out.
Denny had trouble taking off. Maybe didn't get him clear. Oh, he's bottoming out, Kevin.
I think a lot of that, I mean, he might be bottoming out a little bit, but a lot of that is just the
All right,
used
go to bed.
tires. It
We'll
just
go on.
takes a couple laps.
All right,
to
yep,
get
we're going to
those
the back.
things.
See you guys
They
later.
don't fire off very well.
So everybody back to Ryan Blaney and Tyler Reddick did not stop. They are on the older tires.
Figures.
And trying to gain some ground. Here comes Ricky Stenhouse, Bubba Wallace, and everybody who got fresh
I'm gonna block
tires
out. I want
behind
to
them. Oh, AJ Allmendinger slipped up and they're 3 wide. Hold on.
All right. You're the portal, like
When you
in
see
another-
Ryan Blaney, he's one of those guys
What?
that put new
Have you rode
tires
the
on, so
coordinates
we
for
saw that his car
like,
was really
the little
fast
coordinates in
on
the
the long
nether?
run earlier today.
Like the
but
coordinates for it?
he's definitely one
Yeah.
that we need to keep our
Yeah,
eye
they're
on
in
to
the
see if he can make ground.
I'm
and
trying to
make
pull
these
reverse
passes with those
psychology
fresh
move on
tires.
him, but it's not
So
working.
the Spire car is now fighting for 5th and 6th.
I just said Reddick sucks. He
And
goes,
Hocevar
Reddick's
advances.
P9. I go, yeah.
Bumper. You're clear. All clear.
Yeah.
You're back.
And the portal bit,
DJ, could you
You're
use
right.
your
Ryan
JGR
Blaney,
magic
the
and
only
pull us up
car
front?
right now in the top 13. He's 10th.
Portal main is the
On
one
fresh tires.
underneath my
The
tower.
others
Or, like,
not able to
another portal
advance.
Ooh,
from my
I'm running
tower.
good today.
But-
P9,
Well, are
P10.
those the coordinates of the portal?
Yes, in
Here's a
hell.
look at Blaney's
In hell.
last 4 races.
Okay, so those are the in-hell coordinates.
Portal
He has
W is
passed an
Wales.
average of 40
Portal
cars
main
Guess what? If we
is
win this
for
race,
main.
we don't get this ski.
But
Yay!
has lost an average of 6 positions on
Okay,
pit
that's
road
fair. I see what
each
you
race.
put portal core
On the
because the
track,
portals are literally in your
driver
house
rating of 1st.
and in the village.
18th on
so
restarts,
DJ,
pit crew
is it
ranking
that's fair.
not so well.
Oh,
As,
IndyCar, hold
he
on.
was the leader on the last caution flag.
Oh,
there
I'm
at
using both my
Darlington
monitors,
last
so I
week,
can't watch
but
the race. Fuck.
Denny Hamlin
Hold on.
had the
I'll
right
figure
pit
it out.
stall
Won't
and
be
the
too bad.
right pit stop.
I could
to
do
get
dual
him
monitors, but I
position to
look, you
win.
just want to watch the NASCAR race.
Wallace and Stenhouse are the next 2
I like
drivers
IndyCar,
on fresh
so.
tires behind Blaney.
Did DD12 have IndyCar?
Yes.
Holy shit, you are.
You're going to need this to go deep into a run before those fresh tires will
Yes,
ever
10,000 people watching.
show you the advantage. I think, again, going back to that first run, when I saw them guys laying the same lap times down.
Damn it!
Oh, hold on,
you
wait a
know,
minute. Look
on
what
lap
DD12 got right
110,
now while the
115,
IndyCar
if they
game
can run
finishes.
on 20, 30 laps of this
Oh,
run,
it's over. Man, both these
she's a
teams
track
do
position
anyway.
game, boys.
Jamie?
What's the game?
Kyle Larson has run
Portland
more laps
Timbers
this weekend than
versus,
anybody. That's
Portland,
because he
Kansas
pulled the
City.
triple. The truck race here on Friday night. He came up
Oh,
with
if Larson wins this race, this will be the second sweep that he loses by one race.
Kyle, after that first stop, he came on the radio and said, "This car is good. I'm really happy with it." They had made a slight air pressure adjustment to help him. Now 2 spots behind him, Denny Hamlin. All he's told the team since his stop was, when I try to run less brake and float it into the corner, he gets really tight. He's also free up high as well, so not as happy with the balance of that race. Or he made any air pressure adjustment on his stop.
Right behind Denny Hamlin is a 20 car Christopher Bell. Been battling free off of turn
Got
4,
their ass
fighting
beat
from
at
some
home.
lateral
This is
grip as
bad.
well as a little tight in 1 and 2. But the larger issue for the 20 car, the last run, he began to get some
Let's go see
severe
this
brake
straight.
shake when he would hit the brake pedal, meaning
really
the pedal was
condensed.
shaking up and down as he would try to slow
Yeah,
down for
it's
the
going to be
corners.
small
The
because I'm
team
trying
had
to
him
be able to
drag the
stand up
brakes
to
the
see it.
entire
Hold on,
caution
I can show you what
period
it
to
looks
try
like.
and clean the rotors off. In the 47 to Ricky Stenhouse Jr., one of the cars that pitted the last time around, they were very, very loose, hence the reason why they pitted. Mike Kelly
This
did
is
tell
literally
me
what I'm
earlier
looking
today,
at.
they went with a very aggressive setup, anticipating
pop
try
up
one.
the
that
stream,
the
right?
track did
Pop
get
up
to
the
where we
stream.
had a longer run race, they would do better.
Very typical of Bristol. When the pace picks up like this, you get in sync, you get in your rhythm, Kevin. You start backing the corner up and running out bottom. You
I
hardly
can't
even
see it.
drag any brake.
I
You
can't
just
see it
barely
because I
drag
have
it.
my
They
own
run
monitor
cool.
rubber
Brakes
hand.
don't like to run cool. They start vibrating. That build up.
And like you said, that material from the brake pad builds up on the rotor. And in these cars, they have really big calipers, big brake pads, big rotors to go along with that. And that shake is really annoying, and it actually affects your rhythm as a driver in the way that you can brake into the corner. So brake shake is usually from the brakes being too cold.
And violent. It's hard to explain how violent it'll shake the steering wheel. I mean, you said it. It throws you off your rhythm in a big way because that wheel is shaking really hard.
24 cars on the lead lap, led by Kyle Larson. Again, he will be lapping cars when we come back from this side-by-side break.
More like this ad-free break. Yeah! Thank you, DD12. Oh, I think my food's here.
Okay, you know what? I don't mind. Like, I have the race behind my Minecraft game, so I can easily just tab out. So it's just there. But looks like I will be watching IndyCar and hearing the race. That's fine. I'm watching IndyCar race first time this season. I've always fucked with Scott Dixon, the old man.
Oh, Jeff Bilicki, goodbye.
Tires just lost.
Oh, fuck the Twins.
Bilicki's gone.
Well, we beat them in the series. So.
Good.
The Mets play today.
Fuck
I
the
need to
Twins.
look.
Fuck the Mets.
Well, they're playing right now, top of the second against the Athletics.
Fuck the Mets.
The Athletics from where? Nobody knows.
Who are the Sabres? Oh, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Aren't the Lightning like fighting for a playoff spot right now? So they're gonna be hard as shit. They're not fighting for a play. They're fighting for like the top spot, I think.
I don't know.
The 2025 Grand Prix of Long Beach. All right, ready for this another adventure? I got what I need.
Yep.
I'm gonna TP myself to you. I got my shit? Yeah, I do. Oh, you get a shit too. Yeah, that might be smart.
Oh, we have fallen to
whatever.
10th.
Alright. Cole, you coming with us?
No, I hopped off.
You're not even in. Oh boy. Oh, this should be fun. Alright, let's go.
We're already in the nether, Goofy.
Oh, we already are in the nether? What?
You not see all the nether rack around you?
Wait, I thought you couldn't. Well, I thought, because I remember you put some of the block around. I didn't know you could teleport to other people from the overworld into the nether now.
Yep.
Okay, that's pretty cool, man.
Welcome back to Bristol. 219 laps complete. We're at 94
the
laps
Ohio
into
Turnpike.
stage 2.
Well, do we want to explore it by whales, or do we want to start? Well, down here we have it just drops off into a lava ocean.
Right where he left off
Welcome
last
to
fall,
Kyle Larson.
dominating
Fantastic
performance
Kyle
after
Larson
Alex Bowman led
too.
the first 39 laps. Larson had
This
the
goes back
headed,
to home right
and
and
now
then
Yeah,
down
that goes
there.
back to my
in
tower.
lap traffic.
And
That's
the
the
Ohio
whale.
Turnpike,
Daniel
that goes
Suarez
to whale. Okay,
trying to
okay,
overcome
gotcha.
a penalty on that
So
where
out
was
this way,
the-
out
The
this way is
crew
where the
was
fortress
watching
is.
the drama at the
Oh yeah,
back
this
of
the
the car,
door up
and
into
a
this.
tire got away at
You
the
bitch.
front of the car.
Yeah, watch this right front tire to get over here.
Yeah, you can see it
right
down
in
there.
To that fuel guy's way,
Where is it?
interferes with the guy
The
in
fortress
front
over
of
here, I
him.
mean.
Big trouble.
Other
Oh,
way.
not here. Oh.
And this is from inside Suarez car. You'll see that tire roll away into the fueler of Corey LaJoie's car
Oh,
ahead.
gotcha. The other exit out.
So that's 6 penalties.
I love how the
so
other one
far,
is the
3 of
small
which were for
drop, and then
speeding.
this is just.
As we're
The
coming up
abyss.
on halfway in about 27
You can't
laps
even
here.
see.
Well, Ryan Preece again, trying to hold back Kyle Larson. This will be the
is
third
there,
time that
like,
we've seen this.
any-
Each of the previous 2 times he has gotten the free pass and got back on the lead lap.
I'm
See how
like
he fares
fucking
this time.
terrified.
It looks like it's all mountain towards the way you're digging, so you can probably actually dig
Oh,
us
wait,
a
hold on.
tunnel better.
Yeah, hold on.
I love to hear the in-car right there, being able to listen to him work the throttle.
Yeah, that time when he went back to the gas, he was able to stay with it down here. 3 and 4. Stayed with it that time. That time before that, he didn't quite do it. You heard him womp, 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 womp.
It's pretty wild to watch the way that he raises his hand up on that steering wheel going into the corner.
Just following
Same
behind the
thing.
torches.
What is that? Wrist hurt?
I'm not sure.
Never done that before.
Was your arm itch, Clint?
He's got his steering wheel upside down
He's
still.
got an oblong steering wheel.
We know Clint knows a lot about itchy arms.
And it looks like that car is
Oh,
tight. Just or it sounds like that
I
car
can
is
make
tight.
that
Just
fall.
listening to the throttle, he just has to wait and then dump the throttle on the exit.
I got food. I'll be fine.
And we noted yesterday he seems to have a quicker ratio steering rack than a lot of the drivers because he doesn't need to turn the wheel as much. Driver choice.
Oh,
I think you can teleport down to me. You don't
Cole
have to.
Custer up top. Custer 2 laps down.
I wish I had a bow at all times like these.
And Larson moves on.
Okay.
That's Christopher Bell moving up to 4th
That
spot.
pusher, or did you
on
jump?
Hocevar.
Almost
I've been
died.
watching Christopher Bell.
No, I
He's
just walked off.
methodically getting back up through here. I think that is such
I had
a
two
Christopher Bell
hearts.
thing. When this track comes down
You
to
need
it, you
food?
need a driver to move
No, I have
around.
plenty. I just
You need these dirt
scope me.
drivers.
Yeah,
They're
he's-
Is this-
capable of
hold on,
watching
this
this
bone block?
racetrack, moving around, finding the grip, because you know that traction
so.
compound is eventually going to wear out.
Bone
on the bottom.
block.
Doesn't
Oh,
surprise
say
me. You
let.
see 2 of the
You know
best
you
dirt
can
racers
smell.
in
You
the field.
can
Kyle
turn the
Larson
shit
and
into
Christopher
a
Bell
fuck ton of
running
bone
right
meal.
here at the front.
Yes.
Bell's going to be one of our Toyota
Love
top
this
performers.
shit. Give me that.
Denny Hamlin currently
When did
third.
skeletons start spawning in the nether?
Christopher Bell
Oh, it's
in
like
fourth,
everything now.
Ty Gibbs
You
in
can
seventh,
get Enderman in this bitch
Chase
too.
Briscoe in 8th, Tyler Reddick 10th.
Okay, so how
You see Bell up there on the top of the racetrack,
What is this?
and
What
as
is
more
this?
guys
Hello,
keep
Mr.
running up there, I
Blade.
see more and more
I
cars
would
going
like
to
to
the
invade your
going to
home.
the top of the racetrack, and when that rubber's up, that racetrack is ground a little bit different than the rest of the racetrack in
Oh,
that
hold on,
top
wait a minute.
lane. So
Bell's
it's
got a
bigger
rocket
chunks
ship.
taken
Bell
out of
is
the-
We're gonna
out
have
of
to
the
go a
concrete,
long
so
way. Oh,
it
wait a
tends
minute.
to take a little bit
Oh, this is
longer,
fucking massive.
to get that rubber in,
Holy
but
shit.
once it does, it's like a light switch, and these guys
Oh
are going to be
my.
hunting the top of that track. And if the PJ1 on the bottom
Oh, we can
of the
get in right
racetrack
over
wears
here.
out a little bit, and just
Yeah,
loses
that's what I
just a
just
touch
noticed.
of
I was like, wait a
speed.
minute.
Oh
that's
my
when
God,
that
this
top
fortress
lane
is
really gonna be the
huge.
dominant lane.
And you can see that
You're gonna
want
wanna
to
jump,
exactly
or
what
hold
you're
on, wait.
talking about. See the shiny way up high. They get in there in the middle of the corner. Watch it yesterday in the Xfinity race. They kind of diamond back off, Kevin. Back in the day, you used to rim right on the outside.
I want
From
to
the middle to the outside, you'd
don't
ride
want
the wall
a
and
fucking,
could find really good speed
what
up
do you
there. I
call
had
it?
to diamond the corner, kind of the
With
way
a
they are
skeleton
now.
just to eat
Now,
my
Bell and
asshole.
Hocevar, they're trying to move forward. They're going to have to go to the bottom because Daniel Suarez, a lap down,
Okay, this is
is up
suicide.
there in that top lane. That
Oh,
orange
you're right
car
here.
is Suarez.
Look how much
Suicide.
rubber's
I
up there
landed
on
in
that
your hands.
outside.
Are you landed in my hands?
And Suarez is 2
Whoa,
laps down,
whoa,
but
whoa,
Christopher
what
Bell
did he
is the one that's
homeboy do
rolling.
to
He
you?
and Hocevar both.
Looked at me funny. He was
rolling
brown.
pretty good.
Talked about track position. The 12
Oh, another
drivers
warp.
that stayed
Yup,
out
come
there
here. Come to
over
Papa.
40 laps,
Yup.
They're all inside the top
Uh,
13 right now.
me
The
and
only
DJ
one that's
just
cracked
pillaged it.
inside
Oh, hi,
of them
Slime.
is Ryan Blaney in that 12.
Hi,
Yes.
Slime.
And
Oh,
we see
ow,
that.
fucking
We just covered
bitch.
that with Blaney. You know he's going to go to the front. I don't care if it's old tires,
Where's
new
Steele?
tires, whatever the case may be.
But
That
so-
boy's going to the front.
But surprising that he's the only
Old
one
Ford.
that's been able to crack the top dozen of the cars that
Wait,
stayed out.
Steel.
They don't
Come
matter.
on.
They mattered yesterday.
Don't worry about that.
Clint, I always felt like the two ends of these racetracks had a little bit different grind as you go and you watch Chase Briscoe. Let's see. And just like I'm driving, I'm trying to figure out which end of the
1
track
and
he's
2.
on here. Yeah,
That's
so now
3 and 4 now.
he's in 3 and 4. But I always
Oh,
felt like the
that's suicide.
grind,
Okay.
the way that the track was ground in 3 and 4, kind of went with the
back,
direction
back
of the
to
corner
whoever
in the
the
middle of
fuck
1 and
you
2.
want.
Down here in the top where you see Blaney up in the top lane right there's a bump right in the middle of the corner, and there's another bump about 3/4 of the way up off the corner in that high lane. But I always felt like that
hello,
grinding
friending.
at the top
Yeah.
in 3 and 4 allowed you to kind
I
of
saw
get
that.
more
Oh, another
partial
chest.
throttle and power through the center of the corner with the way that corner was diamond ground
Oh,
and
gee-
cut
ooh, hello.
the concrete
Diamond
surface.
gold.
And then go back to 1 and 2. Turn 2, actually, that bump over there. It
Hi,
depended
Clark.
on, how hard you
It's
were on the
steel.
stops or whatever.
Another iron horse armor?
Oh, Abu Dhabi Sports is dead.
Front spring you had, if it bottomed out over there, you were in trouble. You were always able to get around that bump, ride the wall a little bit better than I did. That bump is a very crucial part of this track. That's what differentiates turns 1 and 2 to 3 and 4.
Tabbed
And there's
out
one
in the
other
middle
difference.
of
The
the
way
fortress
the
just watching
sun
the
comes
stories.
across this racetrack at this time of year, turns 1 and 2, at least to this point of the day, have been hotter. The concrete's been hotter than up in turns 3 and 4.
Dawson's probably
which was
going to get what
partially
he
shaded.
wanted.
Well, to what you're saying right there, that's why it started rubbering up
It's a
in that
long
outside
race.
line. It
Hello,
did come in a little
Colton
bit
Herta.
faster in 1 and 2 than 3 and 4.
Well, you're really starting to be able
When does
to
this race
see
start? Because I'm
as you
not-
watch Riley Herbst and Kyle Larson get ready to go by. You saw the exit of turn 4 right there. And now what'll happen as you start to run that top lane, the exits of these corners, you see some of the debris from the tires.
That's the cushion.
Yeah, don't go up there. That's
Don't
too
jump
high.
the cushion.
And it will grab you and just suck you right into that fence.
I was going to say, somebody as high as it is in both corners, right in the apex of the corner, you're going to see somebody hit the wall, jump that cushion and get in the fence.
You're about to see Kyle Larson get impatient with Riley Herbst there, who swept up the racetrack up into the line that Larson wanted. And he responded by tugging on the wheel and dropping to the inside.
He's got such a lead now, he could afford some patience. Just be patient inside that car. You have time with these lappers. Time them, be patient with him, get the job done.
Herbst going 2 laps down here, and
Holy
Nemechek just
blazes.
ahead.
That's another reason.
With
It's one thing to go 1 lap down. You go 2 laps down.
Oh, they're
here,
shooting at
you're
me.
in big.
Oh, I
Fine
feel like a
job.
little
How about
Jewish
that?
boy.
Just drive up there and block that lane from Riley Herbst, and that's just like, hey,
Hey, it's
I'm
Nobby
done with this.
Piglin.
I'm moving
Or-
up here.
You're done.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, stupid. Why are you running from me? Come here.
Final lap of the stage.
Man, this race sucks.
Kyle Larson, 66 stage wins, tying Martin Truex Jr. for first on the all-time list.
Oh my! I killed one. I sniped a Blaze.
Hey, if I did
2 stages halfway at Bristol, and the pit crew's getting ready
and then a Toyota
to go to work.
That's your nickel.
Where did you even go?
What up, Todd?
I'm teleporting to you. Hold on. Oh fuck! I got pigment on me. Yo, this is just like the Minecraft movie. Shut your dumb ass up, Trey.
Dumbass up, Trey. Here's how you could have said cake.
Oh, you have a. Okay, you have a bow.
DJ, we got stage points! Yay!
Both of us.
You got 2,
sorry.
I got 1.
Oh. Myself, hold on. Hold. What the fuck happened? Oh, there's 2 other skeletons over there. I do not want to fuck with those guys. Oh fuck, he's engaged me. Oh fuck, he's engaged me, and he's not happy. All right, that works. Thanks, Griffin.
Sniped. I think I shot you.
Did you really not bring a bucket of milk with you to the Nether?
What?
You drink that shit to get rid of the wither.
Oh, I get what you're the potion effect. Yeah, it's fair.
That way you don't gotta be scared of the black skeletons.
I'm gonna be scared of the black male at all time. Oh, shit, that's another one. Bitch.
Blasted.
I killed a black man. I killed a black man. I'm not gonna get trouble,
man.
right?
About time.
Oh, bye, dumbass.
Oh, they're playing Rocky Top at Bristol.
What do you do? Oh, why are we under yellow?
Stage ended.
Stage.
Oh.
You gained stage points, DJ. Yay!
Stop looking at yourself.
Hold on, Carter called me. I don't know if that's to do with work or not.
There's a black man afoot.
This really sucks.
Next week,
Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, I'm gonna die.
To the
Oh, I'm gonna die.
Xfinity
No!
Truck Series.
Oh my
Coverage
God,
on
I'm
Friday
alive.
with Truck Series practice and qualifying at 12:30 p.m.
I
Eastern
can't
on
handle
FS2.
In the end, it comes down to these scenarios a lot. And Denny's pit crew executed again in that high pressure situation. And we saw during the day, once again, we saw a lot of miscues on pit road. So we covered it during the race. So we see the technique that those guys are using on the pit stop. And like Denny said in the victory lap, getting in the pit stall, down pit road, the pit crew does their job out of the box, off
Who are you
pit
pissing
road.
off?
There's a lot of
Oh,
little
shoot, a
pieces,
Blaze, and then
as
the
all
gas
this
center shooting at
migrates
me.
closer and closer
I
together,
found
it's
3 more black
executing all
males
these
over.
crumbs to put yourself in a
Yeah, I
position
got jumped by one over
to
here.
take advantage of a scenario like they did at the end and win the race.
One of the best podcasts in NASCAR. Join Kevin every Tuesday and Thursday. Kevin Harvick's Happy Hour, presented by Echo Park Automotive, wherever you get your podcasts. Now, we take a
put me
look
on
at the top
fire. I'll
5
kill you.
right now.
Out of here.
Larson, Bowman,
Oh,
Bell,
DJ?
Hocevar, and Hamlin. According
What?
to our pit
Look up
crew
here. That's the way we
rankings,
came
they would come
from.
off pit road would be
Oh
Hamlin,
my God.
Bowman, Larson.
Yo, the whole
Bell,
block's here.
Hocevar. We'll see how it turns
The
out.
whole block
The
just pulled
way
up.
this race is playing out here, that's where the money's going.
Oh shit! They're shooting! Shots
No,
fired!
the 5 there, remember, he's
I
got
don't
a
think
good
they're
pit
happy
crew,
with
right?
us being here. There's no way out. Dude.
I'm out of arrows.
right now.
You have no more
Another
arrows.
caution.
I'm out of
Everybody
arrows.
enters the pits
Oh,
at
they're
turn
here.
2 and exits at turn 1. As you see from our aerial coverage provided
That's
by
the way we
Goodyear.
came, but-
Best seat in the house since 1925. Happy 100th.
I think we should get a break
Anna said
for
we
it.
could Anna said we could teleport to her because she do not come back this way.
Pit road
I
not yet
would
open.
not come back this way because I see where
Yeah,
you're
they've
at.
taken a lot of time to clean the racetrack up on
Yeah, I
all
see
of
you.
these cautions.
Don't come through
to
that
get
hole.
those
No,
marbles
you're gonna
off
piss
of
them all
that
off.
top groove
There's
on the
withers over
entry and
there.
exit.
Griffin, you see her?
So, you know,
You're
from
over
a
there.
driver's
Okay, yeah.
standpoint,
I
you're
tell
paying
you.
attention to that because you want to see where this racetrack is green. You can get a good eye on that PJ1
Okay, we're
on
just
the
gonna go
bottom of
this
the
way
racetrack and
now.
that traction compound to be able to tell where that rubber's built up on those sections.
Look how you can see where they've ground down there and then where it wasn't. You can
Oh,
definitely see
no.
the aggregate in the concrete up
Okay,
on the
so
top
yeah,
of the
let's get
racetrack
away from everything that's
versus in
gonna
the
kill
middle.
us and
That's
get
when
pissed
it gets
off.
on that ground surface and you get the rubber burnt into that, it is grip and rip, baby.
So sweepers working hard in turns 1 and 2. As you see at the top of the screen, and this time pit road is open. Kyle Larson leads them in. Regan.
Never
Carson
good AI
Hocevar in the
race.
77's car is very good right now. So
Oh,
good they almost
oh, now
contemplated
you are.
staying out.
Oh,
opted
oh,
not to.
okay.
They didn't want to be exposed.
Dude,
to
when
the
you
second
when
car,
I
Justin
when I
Haley,
texted
a
that, I
little bit
literally
too
had just
edgy as
woke
the
up
cars
and I
have
felt
moved
like
up the
death.
racetrack. And the 20 car, Christopher Bell, who's going to
No,
come
yeah, I'm
around
down.
the screen
I'm
all the way
definitely-
to the turn 4 pit stalls. Just
Alright,
a little
Xfinity's
bit tight.
at
He wanted
Willow
to and freed
Springs.
up as he
Let's
went
run it.
along. The brake shake got better, and they are going to stop him short
What?
so he can get around the Water Frost Chastain.
Back to
Jamie?
Bristol, how we
Larry
looking?
mentioned that Kyle Larson
I
has
will
a
say
brand
this
new
has been a
pit crew.
very
That was
boring
official
ass
last week
Bristol
at
race.
Darlington,
Seth,
but they
didn't
crashed so
go.
early, didn't get many reps together. So far, so good today. Kyle saying the car is fine. Just
Damn,
little
Seth
tighter
taking a
there, but
rip
we're
out
close,
here.
and the car is
It's from the
consistent.
bong.
Meanwhile,
Alright, I'm gonna
Ford
torch
made a
this.
couple of complaints there. Don't have brake
I have
don't think there's
front
anything
turn
wrong
is
with
what
it.
he said.
But yeah,
Also,
no.
it's a little more right rear
Where? How do we get out of
security
here? Like, where do we
Kyle
go?
Larson retains
I'll show you. You
the
ready?
lead
You ready?
from
You
Al
watching
Sabah.
me?
Denny
Kyle Larson
Hamlin
takes
comes
it off
out
pit road
third.
first.
Are you just gonna run?
Kevin, we both saw it. The 20 car really took off out of his box fast,
And
and I
running,
saw it
running,
blow
and
up a
running,
bunch.
running, and I went to the wrong spot. I went
Moves
to
up
the wrong
close to Willis
side.
for third.
Oh,
Bell
shit balls.
fourth, and Hocevar fifth.
All of JTR
Alright,
is
back
up
through O
front.
block.
Kyle Larson doing what William Byron did last week in
Does this take
Darlington,
the teleport
winning
to you at all?
stages 1 and 2.
Sure.
Oh,
Okay, back through O block. Alright, here's where I died 50,000 times.
I guess it's like the perfect chance to start killing everything that we can.
Oh my god, I'm gonna do it. He could go all the way. Run, bitch, run.
Oh, did you get? Did you make it out?
Telly, teleport to me if you want to live.
All right, yeah.
Oh my god, I did it. Put my okay, I only got my iron boots. I didn't get like half my shit. But I got my diamond sword. That's all that really matters. I got my pick and my sword. I lost the gold armor.
Okay, so unless we have bow and arrows, we are not coming back here.
Yeah.
That was what the fuck?
Yeah, the whole block pulled up and said, "Y'all ready to die?"
You have enough? How many arrows you got? Yeah.
If she doesn't have 3 stacks, it's not enough.
Yeah, no, she has 8 arrows for a crawl.
Yeah, it's not. It's not enough.
Let's get out of here, and because this is always right here, so we can always come back here. Let's get out of the Nether, and
or enchant books and try to get infinity on one.
I forgot how we got out of here. Oh, watch that. I almost just fell in lava. Oh, that's a pissed off white man. Oh, I found where we dropped in at.
I see you. Hold on. Stop moving. Stop moving. Stop moving. I'm right above
He
it.
has a no tire fall off.
Okay. Down to the pits with Jamie, Chris here, and Denny Hamlin, the wave around just a moment ago. We will bring you the highlights.
And I
It's
got
really
hit by the
been
gas.
Kyle
Oh my
Larson
god.
show. Last Sunday, he brought out the caution that allowed Denny Hamlin and his pit crew to win the race.
I blocked
Now
it off
Larson's
for
trying
you.
to do, I guess, what his teammate last week couldn't do when Byron led through the first two stages
All right,
and
let's-
continued to roll. Here comes the highlight, and lap 40 is where Larson took the lead from his teammate and
Shoot at me,
pole
pussy.
sitter,
Yes, what's up?
Bowman. Remember, he dominated last fall. One stage one, one stage two. Not a whole lot of action. We've had some pit problems for some teams. Cody Ware and Shane Van Gisbergen.
Hold on, I was in the
bringing out
nether, sorry.
Caution flag. John Hunter Nemechek lost a wheel. But this looks like an emotional ride
Yeah, you know what?
for a
I'm just-
dominant driver who's run
What
well
the
here all
fuck?
weekend. And Kyle Larson, who or what could
Oh,
shake
uh-oh.
things up a little bit.
Yeah, well, I like Ty Gibbs.
I was in
and
the
you just
ground.
think about the tough start to the season for the 54 team. Finished in the top 10 last week at Darlington, ran 9th. He ran 7th in that stage. Pitts crew gained him 2 spots. I think he's in a really good position right here. And I don't view Gibbs as a guy that's going to go out and win, but they need some consistency and start building some momentum with that team.
Yeah, the last 3 Bristol races, they've wrapped up
What the
with
fuck?
green flag racing.
Where did
over
you
the last
go?
120
I
laps
thought
or
that was
more.
my
Let's
home
go back.
coordinates. That was just in Lava Ocean
Thanks, Chris.
coordinates.
Kyle Larson, your leader now.
All right,
what
so
did
yeah,
Cars
Oh,
took
you
the wave
just-
around.
you
Here's
just
a look
killed
at who
yourself.
won
You're
stage
smart as
points
shit.
today. Larson maxing
I
out
just
with
lost
20.
my diamond sword.
Where's
I
11
my
didn't
cars
take
now
it.
taking the wave around to get a lap back. As they
Oh.
are
I didn't lose
ahead
anything
of
valuable
the
on
race
that.
leader
Not even
behind the
mad
pace
about it.
car, which is going to wait and pick up Kyle Larson. 6 of those drivers will wave around back to the lead lap.
Yeah.
There is a
Noah
windshield
Gregson
tear off stuck on Haley's
is one
car.
of those. Chris Buescher,
Oh,
Nemechek,
yeah, okay.
Jones, also Gilliland and Logano wave back to the lead lap.
No, it's a little kind of frustrating. They didn't get the tear off all the way off, Kevin.
Yeah, and
It's aggravating.
that definitely bothers you as the driver. But once you get into that rhythm, it almost disappears.
That's right.
It annoys you right now under caution, though.
It always does. Something little like that, then you get going and you forget all about it.
And Ryan Preece has a lock on getting his lap back. He was the free pass car once again for the 3rd time today. No,
Jesus Christ, Ryan Preece.
Priest has been the
Carter, your
wave
phone's
around
been muted the entire time. I hope you know that.
Huh?
Getting set for the restart.
Carter, your phone's
Bowman
muted.
and
He's talking to
Larson.
Carter.
Their pit crews punching above their weight. You know, we had them 2nd and 3rd in the group, and they come out 1-2. Hamlin 3rd.
All right.
Well, the other car that's really
boring last stage.
making up some time on pit roads right behind Alex Bowman, that 54 car, Ty Gibbs, now restarting there in 3rd place.
Both stops.
Now Christopher Bell elected the outside. That allowed Gibbs to move up to the 2nd row on the choose. Here we go,
Flag.
stage 3.
Inside lane didn't go.
See you guys, there you go.
And Denny's car rifled around that outside.
I think Denny Hamlin jumps Larson if he gets.
Oh, Briscoe way up track and loses 3 spots.
He too funny.
And goodbye, Briscoe.
We just see him get hit with something.
Christopher Bell battling his teammate for 4th.
Yeah, does get the
Almost wrecked. Same exact spot that Briscoe about lost it.
2
Right
JGR
in the middle of
cars.
the racetrack.
Yeah, and from a driver's standpoint, you see that.
Dude,
clean
if Denny
race car, you
Hamlin
see
wrecks
you have
Kyle
fresh tires
Larson
on the
while
race car,
Dawson's
you're just
there, he's gonna
constantly
crash
testing
out
that
so
grip to let that
bad.
car roll a little bit faster,
Probably gonna
give
get
it a little more
arrested.
throttle, and it just snaps on Christopher Bell.
Dawson's gonna get banned from every NASCAR
He is a
fucking
player
track.
for the first time today.
See that 20 car right there, just so close. Happened so fast right here at Bristol, Clint.
This
Well,
is
you
all
could
from
see
5th
them-
on back.
You saw them getting in the corner door to door or at equal speed, right? And he let off the brake, let that car roll around there, and it rolled right out from underneath of him.
Ryan Blaney probably leads the league in numbers of cars passed this year. Boy, Darlington, all he was doing all day was going to the front.
Hamlin ain't
The only
letting
one that could all
Larson
day
go
long.
away.
Yeah, it looks like right now Christopher Bell struggling with his car being loose.
Still loose,
yeah.
And here comes Byron. This is only the 9th lap he has spent in the top 10 all day.
Definitely didn't have the
I
qualifying
am a
day
little
that he wanted to have
salty because I did
yesterday, but
lose
William
31
Byron
baked potatoes.
Saw him last week, led a bunch of laps, and when they don't qualify up in the front and have those dominant
I mean, I'm
cars
growing
like
potatoes
this,
right now, so
they
it's not
grind
I have,
away
like,
and
a
they put
stack and a
themselves in position to be able to get closer to being in contention at the end of a race.
God damn it!
DJ, get out of the way!
Cubs Justice Steel will undergo reconstructive elbow surgery and miss the remainder of the 2025 season. He got fucking Tommy John again. Son of a bitch.
Better keep an eye on Blaney. I know we just talked about him, but got this track position back. We know he's going to be fast. Takes me back earlier. I was listening to Hamlin, a little bit tight. You know, he freed up a little bit with his changes on his car, and more than likely that teammate of his, Christopher Bell, had the same problem. Maybe just went a little bit too much with his. Look for those cars to be faster later on in this run.
Well, the other thing that's happening right now, Clint, and we're starting to see a lot of shade on the back straightaway. It's starting to shade up off the exit of turn 2. You'll see as Carson Hocevar right here starting to go in. We talked about 1 and 2 being in the sun all day.
And that stuff's got to be wearing out, doesn't it, Kevin?
Well, the bottom is definitely going to probably lose a little bit of grip as we get towards the end of this race. But the temperature of the racetrack, the ambient temperature outside, the shade on the racetrack,
that makes
you're
me
going to
so
have to keep
mad.
up with this racetrack. And as we're seeing with some of these cars,
What?
it doesn't take much to get
The Cubs ace is done for the year because he's got to get
other.
reconstructive surgery on his elbow.
Ginsburg taking his car behind
He's got to have
the
Tommy
wall,
John again.
Joining Josh Bilicki. So
That's so
37
fucking
cars
shitty.
still running, and with the wave arounds, 30 of them on the lead lap.
You know, Kevin, it's a good point. And as I heard you say that, typically as a leader, when you dominate a race
Every
like Kyle
Monday
Larson
at
has,
7
a 239 of the 279 laps ran, you get complacent. I don't want to change anything. I usually say that. Today, a little bit different. He is moving around because he has to get around this lap traffic. He's been on the bottom. He's been in the middle, on the top, crossing over, slide jobs. He's done it all as he's navigating through lap traffic.
220 laps to go. We're flat out
fun
at
it sounds
Bristol
like.
with a minimum of caution flags, and Kyle Larson leading the majority of this race.
He's so big. Ow. Hey. Yeah. Good at night. It's a Camry. It's a 2015, so. Yeah, the Ford's the Mustang. Would you knock it off?
Gibbs for third.
Hey. Alright. Alright, let me move up. Enjoy your shift. Was everything good for you? Okay, cool. Like I said, I just wanted to make sure you had everything set up for you. So
Bowman's falling like a brick.
your disclosure, Gio. Oh. Alright. I get all the hair. Playing the part. Alright, have a good shift. Yeah.
Bowman is falling like a brick. If we caught him, yeah. He's
Hello, Fountain.
Hello, Briscoe.
Mr. Newgarden is already changing tires. Feels good to see another street course.
Way bench driver. Almost on the bottom.
210 laps to go in the Food City 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway. Kyle Larson has made this his playground, leading 252 laps. Alex Bowman's been out front for 39. Driven by speed, Keanu Reeves versus Cody Jones. An inside behind-the-scenes look at Keanu Reeves and Dude Perfect's Cody Jones' quest to compete in the high-stakes Toyota GR Cup at Indianapolis. 9:30 tonight, Eastern Time.
We are now in the top
FS1.
10 again, baby. Let's go.
Well, guys, bad news for our pole sitter. Listen up.
Blowing up.
Bowman's blowing up.
Oh shit, Bowman blowing.
I heard it. Start watching him drop positions, and I heard it come by.
Who's hungry for
You
forbidden
can hear
chocolate
it
milk?
down a cylinder.
Hey,
That is a major
Apparently, it's
bummer.
dead silent
Bowman
on Kyle
restarted
Larson's
second.
radio.
He's now fallen to 13th. And about to lose another
That's what
spot to
Dawson
Josh Berry and maybe Austin Dillon here. Meanwhile, Chase Briscoe
IndyCar stream going.
Yes.
up to 8th
You're on lap
on
three.
Justin Haley. They started 8th and 9th in reverse order.
I'm trying to get better
they
at Long.
started.
I've been trying to
Both
get
of
better
those
at
guys
Long
having
Beach. It's a
solid
very
day.
fun
You see
road
that
course.
tear off on Haley's car still right in the middle of his vision, but Joey
Coming
Logano,
up
he's
into
in
the
big trouble right
very,
here. One of those
very
cars that
tight
did the wave
hairpin,
around,
the
and
final
Kyle
corner right
Larson has
here.
put him a lap down.
We got there in a second.
He's not the only one. There is a bunch of cars bunched up together right
DJ,
in front of
no,
your
I'm
leader,
actually like
Kyle
to do it,
Larson.
but
Be
I have
patient.
Matt.
And you said there was
Matt.
11 wave around?
11 took the wave
Yeah.
around, 6 of which got back on
What?
the
You
lead
can
lap.
make
And
a world like a
there's
map
the
of the
34
village.
in trouble,
Put it up
dropping
on display
down
somewhere.
to
I know you
pit
know how to do
road.
it.
Todd Gilliland.
Oh.
I believe he was.
May,
one of
oh,
those
you're
cars that
talking
took the
making
wave
a
around.
the
Those cars
frames
have
with the maps of the
75
surrounding.
more
Got you.
laps on
Yeah,
their
I can do
tires than the
that.
drivers who
It's
started
it'd
at
be
this
easier if I have a
caution flag.
horse because then I can just
Gilliland
I
on the
can
back
run
pit
so
road.
Well,
quickly.
all the way
I have
around on the
two
apron.
saddles, and there's horses up. I'm like
But
all
with the
over
way,
the place,
way
and I
that
have
this
horse
race
armor
is
if you
going
ever
right
wanna
now,
use it.
Nick
we've
Dowell's
seen
going to
a lot
start.
of green flag runs
Gilliland
up
on pit
until
road.
this point. So now you're going to see,
Right.
as you see Todd Gilliland
Alright,
going
I gotta
down
go
pit
see what
road.
Emily is sitting here real quick. I'll be right back.
All right, watching from Chris Buescher, the BuildSubmarines.com cam, as Kyle Larson came up to put him a lap down.
This car's
Oh, there he
starting to
is.
smoke.
He's blowing
It ain't
up.
gonna be long, guys. It's gonna grenade.
Smoke's coming
soon.
out of the
He's
pipes.
losing a lot of speed down the straightaways now. Blue smoke, never good, Larry.
Yeah, I was watching his
01
lap
there's a
times.
5 gap bottom.
I was watching his lap times. If there's one track you can get by being a little bit down on horsepower, this is it. As long as it doesn't just completely go away.
There's blue
Todd
smoke coming
Gilliland
out of the
shouldn't be
48.
because of being out of fuel, complaining about fuel pressure. He had last pitted at lap 181. That's 120 laps ago.
This thing's really starting to lay down. It ain't gonna be long.
Yeah, I didn't mind it so much until that smoke started coming out the exhaust pipe.
Especially on like at Bristol, when it's, because of the banking, you just don't lose a lot of speed, and the corners keep a lot of momentum. Jamie, what do you got?
Is falling.
Yeah, they're talking to their driver, Alex Bowman, right now. They're telling him about the smoke, giving him a
Give
game
it 3
plan.
laps.
Also saw there's a game plan with the mechanics up
wait
on
to
top
see.
of the box.
Boo!
Talking to the crew chief. There's a number from Larson's team, a number from Byron's team. They're already with helmets on when their 48 driver decides to take that hard left and come on down.
Thanks, Jamie. Well, up at the front of the field, Yogi Berra said, looks like deja vu all over again. We'll take the script from last fall's race, when Kyle Larson took the lead from Alex Bowman on lap 33 and led almost all the rest of the laps
Yeah, I'm
and
seeing
won.
double.
Today, Larson took the lead from Bowman on lap 40, has swept the stages and led ever since. 55 of 250 laps in on this stage 3, and Kyle Larson has now passed Tony Stewart, Matt Kenseth, and the Silver Fox David Pearson to move to 9th all-time in laps led at Bristol.
Yeah,
What
because we
difference
uploaded some truck
a
sim
few
earlier.
races make? We've got this 54 car running way better than we started the year, Kevin.
Ty
He is
Gibbs
right there
is
running
moving.
down the second place teammate of his, Denny Hamlin, an 11 car. Very fast, big turnaround for Ty Gibbs.
Well, it's a big organization with Joe Gibbs Racing, and to be able to you know, put the resources, time and effort and everything that goes into turning a team around is not easy. But we've seen this 54 car over the last several weeks be able to put themselves in position to qualify better, have some decent finishes, which puts you into a different practice group. Now you're at a racetrack where he's had a lot of success in the past of being able to put up results, lead laps, and here we are with 191 laps to go with Ty Gibbs running down, as you see Eric Jones right up next to the wall in the debris. But Ty Gibbs doing a great job today.
You know, watching Kyle Larson lap cars, and Chris Buescher has been able to kind of maintain pace with Larson. Buescher has gone a lap down, but until a lap ago, he was within about 4 car lengths of the race leader. Now he's dropped back a little bit, but he was like matching Larson's line and moving past slower cars with him. Now Buescher goes to the top of the racetrack, and I guess that'll be the end of that for a while. 188 laps to go in Thunder Valley.
All the IndyCar race is getting interesting. Because everybody's got to run at least 2 laps on the hards and the softs, and everybody is immediately coming in for the softs. Newgarden went in on lap 2, immediately went in and changed on the softs.
I think Bowman just blew up.
Bowman's been having smoke come out of the car for like the last 10, 15
Well,
minutes.
he like just straight up like dropped like a rock on the street.
I mean, you were here, but he did say he was blown up. So.
No, I have my muffs on.
Yeah, he said he was blown up. So I guess they're just trying to stay out as long as they can until it actually blows up.
IndyCar drivers battling food poisoning? Oh, I know how that is. Yeah, my Charlie's not gonna hit because Priest is shitting the bed today.
Mine's not either, it's okay. My only chance is for Larson to wreck, honestly. He's got the fastest car on the track.
.179 laps to go. Kyle Larson leading Denny Hamlin by 1.7 seconds. However, back at third place, Ty Gibbs is going to be under fire from Carson Hocevar and Ryan Blaney.
Yes, sir. There he is.
Yeah, both of those cars of Carson Hocevar and Ryan Blaney, they were making a lot of speed on the top of the racetrack. As you see Carson go to the bottom now. So if the 54 wants to defend that 77, he's going to have to get up top and make that pace like those guys were able to make. Now, when this top groove comes in like this, and we've seen that speed start to be a little more dominant on the top than the bottom, that changes things. And now you can use the bottom to pass, but it's so hard to finish the pass when that grip strip on the bottom has worn off.
Uh-oh, slow cars. Now you got Cody Ware there. You've got Cole Custer on the bottom. And Cody Ware right there, just in front of this battle for third place. Where are they going to go?
Well, those are opportunities.
Here comes Ryan Blaney.
If you can time it right, and that's exactly what Blaney tried to do. Now he's in trouble. Now he's stuck back there behind not only Cody Ware, but Bowman with a blown engine. Those guys caught them, Kevin. They were 2.5 tenths faster than Gibbs. Running right down, running that outside. As soon as he trapped them on the bottom, matched their lap times.
And those two wide, slower cars have brought William Byron into that battle as well. Regan.
Well, Mike, what a methodical day for William Byron in the 24 team. Been battling the car, just being edgy on tires the majority of the day, but they've made good adjustments. So far this run, he's been quiet on the radio, hasn't said anything to the team, but up 20 spots from where he started in 26. A very good day.
Very much so. Beautiful Sunday at Bristol Motor Speedway, and in pre-race we remembered the loss of Shiggy Hattori, IndyCar racer and champion truck owner, Al Pierce, who covered 56 Daytona 500s, many of those for Autoweek, and Hendrick Motorsports publicist John Edwards, all of whom passed away this week. In their memory, how about a NASCAR on Fox? Bristol, crank it up.
Brad, you should do a funny and spin Kyle Busch.
Kyle had a third better than
English.
But who did I say Kyle had to be finished better than?
The game away. Also weird seeing Bristol be green.
My whole bet, how many legs was this? 7 leg parlay. The only two that are not leading right now is Chastain is ahead of Bruce Sadley, and Byron is ahead of Chase Elliott. All the other ones I need are ahead of.
Kyle did a nice job of rebounding from that speeding penalty back at
Mine
the
is
end
literally
of stage
Hamlin
one at
is
lap
behind Larson
125
and
to
Busch
get
is
himself
ahead
into the
of
top 15 here.
All the other my other ones are hitting right now.
Battle for fourth is still the good one. There on the bottom, Carson Hocevar, and on the top, Ryan Blaney, behind the 54 of Ty Gibbs in third. So instead of showing you car commercials, we're going to stay right here for commercial-free racing from Bristol, and we're going to go Toyota all out. Jamie?
Well, we're talking a lot about Ty Gibbs today so far. It's been a rough start to the season, but finally they turned that page last week, getting their first top 10 finish. Then they come here to Bristol. They back it up with their best qualifying effort of the year of 6th. I talked to Tyler Allen, his new crew chief this year. He said getting a top 10 was a huge relief for this team, just knowing we can do it and seeing that spark. Now they come to a place that this has been one of Ty's best racetracks. They're running like they really hoped they would. Not a lot of complaints, just reminding him, take care of those tires.
And now that he's passed those lap cars, he's got a clear view of Denny
Incoming
Ty
Gibbs is about to be the new Austin Dillon.
Well, both of those cars are up and down the racetrack. I think as you look at the cars behind them, it'd be best for the 11 and
think about
54
it.
to run up the racetrack.
Owner's relative that is running for a historic team and does nothing in the car.
Yeah,
outside of a handful of wins in the career.
Kind of lose the handling of his car, lose the back of the car. Chase Briscoe's having a great day today. He's been able to, and that's what they need. They just need these solid, good, consistent days to be able to run in the top 10, get that consistency, get that notebook of the common denominators that are different from what they had last year with Martin to what Chase Briscoe wants.
As long as he's better than Ricky Stenhouse, that's all that matters.
Tyler Reddick back in 12th after restarting 11th. And Bubba Wallace in 18th after restarting 12th. There's a look at Reddick as he's working through some of the lap traffic.
And Tyler Reddick hasn't really been much of a factor today.
Just want to win, goddammit.
We expect these racetracks where you can run up at the top of the racetrack and make lap time with all the different variables in the racetrack. We would expect more out of the 54 or 45 car than what they've been able to put up today.
We're not good here.
The 23 really
had a good shot to win at Darlington, but the car kind of fell out from under him in the closing laps there. So Denny Hamlin in second, leading among the Toyotas, with Gibbs right behind in third. Thanks to Toyota for providing us with more green flag action here from Bristol with Toyota All Out. 150 laps to go. Alex Bowman has taken his car to the center of the infield. Engine issue there. He said he dropped a cylinder and apparently it would go no further. Larry, looks like the wave around cars, the cars that took that wave around back at the last caution flag and have 75 more laps on their tires than the cars that stopped. Looks like those wave around cars are starting to pit.
Yeah, Mike, they had last pitted somewhere around lap 182 to 184. If they were full when they last pitted, they should be able to run to about lap 350 to 355. So we're right there right now. This is in the window. All of our leaders that pitted back on lap 258, they can go probably to lap 435, 440. So they got ways they can run. You don't want to make a green flag pit stop here unless you have to.
So that would include all of the cars in positions 1 through 22.
Well, do we want to do an AI race now since this race is kind of a snoozer?
After stage number 2, the cars pitting now are all 1 or more laps down, including Eric Jones.
And
not so much K-Pax, you know?
Have to make a green flag stop at Bristol. Obviously, at the first race last year, they did that, but getting on the road,
I think we doesn't even have an iRace here.
I think we do an AI race, so we have on trucks
long runs. So green flag pit stops can creep up on
Carter
you.
wants to do a
trying
race
to get to the right pit road.
Speaking of creep up on you, these cars that are going to have brand new tires when they fire off, they're going to be a lot faster than our leaders, perhaps.
What do you guys say? Do an AI race now?
Leaders are still running 1590s.
Okay.
That's pretty much where we took off.
Well, I mean, we have seen some of these cars, you know, with their fastest lap Kyle Larson's was really fast, but Denny Hamlin's was 1550, and that was on lap 267. So there is a couple tenths in the tires.
You pick the track in the car, DJ, and I will
shoot
whoop your
between
ass.
those 2 lap cars, and it was like threading a needle coming out of turn number 4. He was hammered down on a mission.
Next gen's
He is going for it today.
Bring it, bitch. I'll whoop
Now
your
here's
ass.
Ryan Blaney, who was part of that
This
battle.
will be fun.
Currently in 5th. Here's his radio.
1.
Are these guys running higher or are they running south? High in traffic for sure. Low when you get clean air. Way back
This is
there,
Blaney
we
being
are
a baby.
That one lead changed the whole race.
Yes, Larson took the lead at lap 40 and has held it since.
So you
I
can
got it
hear
for my money.
his heart rate in that car. It's elevated, obviously.
Dalton probably having a
not
field
only
day, and he's
because
not
he's
gonna say it's
frustrated, they've been
boring,
out
but
here
this
a
has
long
been
time.
boring as shit.
This track
was
is
like last week.
extremely physical. The banking, the challenges
Except
on the
Reddick
loose
actually
race
ran
car on the bottom.
up front for a little
You
bit.
flat
Reddick
out
is
Let's
fly
go.
around this racetrack,
15th.
Kevin.
Yeah, I would rather be up on the top of the racetrack when I get into these long rhythm runs. I've always felt like on the bottom of the racetrack it was harder to get into a rhythm. So that top racetrack, once I got into a rhythm, it was able to be more repeatable.
Here's that move I talked about with Ty Gibbs.
What'd you say, DJ? I couldn't understand you.
Wide open.
Did you hear how fast
All
he
right,
got
good
back
talk.
to the throttle? Not a lot of throttle off time.
Well, you got to go, and We talked about this earlier with Kyle Larson being aggressive in traffic, and sometimes it gets him in trouble, but most of the time it is his advantage. And you see that there with Ty Gibbs being aggressive, getting through that lap traffic. He's got two guys right behind him, and if you wait,
Hey, yellow comes
it
out, he
checks
gets
you
a shitty
up to the
restart,
point
and then
where
he
you might
gets
lose
the
a
lead.
couple spots. There's 3 cars that he's battling with right behind him.
This Denny
only
Hamlin's
takes
picked pace
one.
up.
It has to take
15.4 out of him. 16.0, your leader in Larson. Denny's moved up to the top of the racetrack, right on the wall, and 3 and 4, laying some pretty good lap times down. Maybe he can run him down. There's another one a little bit better than Larson, your leader.
Well, Ricky Stenhouse just went a lap down. Remember, he started on the outside of the front row and was a contender here early on. That'll leave us just 19 cars on the lead lap here.
1.5.
All this for Larson.
Well, the leaders were last on pit road at the end of stage 2, lap 258. We're 110 laps past that now with 132 to go.
Fuck is the Chicago Street Course logo different?
Because you're a bitch. Okay, you pick any car, any track that's an oval. That way Hunter also can race with us. They said no on a road course. Pick an oval.
I'm not
pick a
going to
car.
be able to do a road course right now.
Pick an oval, pick a car, I whoop your ass.
I'll do it for Pocono in the trucks.
I'm down for that. I love Pocono.
What did you just say, Cole?
Pocono in the trucks.
What the f... Okay. I've been more invested in the IndyCar race than I have the damn NASCAR race.
Why not miss so much with the NASCAR race?
90 laps around Long Beach, I could do that.
About 500 laps around Bristol.
If it was last spring.
Instructions unclear. Bristol is being turned into a super speed. And the ice cream man outside.
Ice cream man,
Ice cream man, ice cream man, ice cream man.
So like, what are we running, DJ?
I'm gonna do what Cole said. Fuck it.
Pocono trucks. I am down for that.
Welcome back to the Food City 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway, where
Food
Kyle
City
Larson has led
500.
339 laps, but a lot of action
No
behind
shit.
him.
Snoo City
The
500.
Hamlin hosts of our Blaney and Gibbs. Now the top 5. Here's your aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, celebrating 100 years of an American icon, the Goodyear blimp. 5th and 6th with William Byron. Behind them is Briscoe, and behind him Ross Chastain's made its way up in the top 10.
How many laps
Here are
are
the
on
last 3
Pocono?
Bristol races. Number of cautions,
No.
number of leaders.
Yeah. Said
Like
it.
40.
Gonna say it again. 54 lead changes last spring, 8 in the fall.
Oh, not 6.
And all it takes is
Ooh,
about 16 degrees
6,000?
difference in temperature.
And 2 today.
Oh, you see some
He got it.
light contact right there with the ball
One.
for Carson Hocevar.
Yeah, actually, no, it's Pocono. I'll give you 2.
The more they move on the outside, those marbles, this tire has to go somewhere. There's 20 car on pit road.
Now here's Ross Chastain, started
Out of pit
35th.
road.
was all over the track in practice. He and his teammates looked like this was going to be a rough day, but he has scratched and clawed his way up to 8th.
The only Hendrick car.
Good run. Regan.
Well, Mike, you mentioned Ross Chastain and the job that they have done today with that car. It started off really brutal. They were struggling for grip, tight with the nose, couldn't get the rear to turn. Report from Ross a little while ago, it's the best that it's been all day long. Needs a little bit of overall grip. It's
Ross likes his
car. Christopher Bell on pit road. He had been too loose this entire run, as you guys had noted. They made a swing to try and make it better for this run, anticipating the track to tighten up, but finally too much. They had to go to the pits.
So Bell pitted from 9th place, and the way they get around here, he comes back on track in 23rd. 2 laps down. Austin Cindric also pitting. Larry?
Yeah, I have no idea why they're pitting, Mike. Again, they were all on pit road at lap 258.
Racing's now
go
down
back
to
racing
600.
265. There's not a lot of fall off, as you see now. Also, Ty Gibbs hitting pit road.
Ooh.
They are pitting very, very early than what they had to do. They should be able to go to at least lap 440.
Maybe just trying to do something different. There's no
I'm
way
gonna make it 75% fuel.
that he has, and that's him, Kyle Larson.
Yeah, I mean, the only other thing that outside of the strategy is maybe they saw something with their tires where they didn't feel comfortable running any further, as that is 2 cars from the same team. So hard to tell without all the facts.
Just trying
but
stuff out.
Those
You
are
gotta try
a couple
something
of
to get
things that it
past
could
this
be.
Hendrick car.
Does Larson get the Denny Hamlin curse and get a pit road speeding penalty?
He
need a pit
is
road.
a lap and distance down. Now here's Hamlin.
Whoa!
So the Gibbs cars,
all the Gibbs cars are coming down pit road.
Jamie.
Last one left is Briscoe.
Gibbs too. He said his brakes were really
Briscoe has not come down
before
pit road
he came
yet.
in. Denny hasn't
Here
said
comes
much.
Larson down pit road.
Lost overall grip, so they'll be happy to get these
Cliff
tires
probably
here.
called them down after seeing all the
Larson on
Gibbs
pit road
cars.
and
This is the money setup right here for everyone.
Yeah, Kyle Larson peels off. He comes
Byron.
down pit road as they count him down. He's been happy today. Every time they ask him what he needs, it's just not much. He's been happy with it. Obviously, he's dominated 350 laps, but he
Bracket's
gives up
not
that
pinned
lead
yet.
as
Bracket's
they
still
work
out.
the left side here.
Carson Hocevar picks up the lead. Here's Chase Briscoe in. And
Briscoe in.
Ross Chastain from 4th place.
Very nerve-wracking if I'm that Kyle Larson team right now. This is the only thing that can knock us out of this thing.
We
Be
still
careful
have
here,
not
make
pit.
no
We're still out.
mistakes, and make sure that caution doesn't come out.
Is the
Regan.
loser going to be Justin
And
Haley
you
or
see
Austin
Carson
Dillon?
Hocevar on the right side of the screen as they have trouble with the left rear. This is going to be devastating.
Jump off the left
for
rear
them.
with Hocevar.
No,
He's done.
Hocevar.
Hocevar's race is over.
Fell off the jack.
Yep, Hocevar's race is done.
That's a costly air and a great race car.
Well, that's what it comes down to. You have to dot all the I's and cross all the T's on a week-to-week basis and on the money stop right here. But I think a lot of these guys are pitting right now because it's 4 to 5 tenths of a second a lap. And if you hang out like William Byron did last week and you lose the lead and you lose that track position, you just get behind.
Chase Elliott in, along with both the Childress cars, Childress full-time
Reddick
cars.
is still not pit. He's still
Dillon
hanging
and
out.
Kyle Busch. Little long stop on the left side for Busch. Josh Berry is in. Justin Haley coming to pit road.
Well, you see the difference there, about a half a track advantage to your leader as we see it right now, Ryan Blaney.
Yeah, and as we look at that last pit stop right there, I mean, we see some really fast laps from some of those guys coming out of the pits. Chase Briscoe ran his fastest lap. Ty Gibbs ran his fastest lap. So this racetrack has some speed in it. And those new tires do have a speed advantage right out of the gate.
So Larson comes back on track in 7th, Hamlin in 8th. If the caution flew right now, there would be 3 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, I forgot. IndyCar Barber's always right at the weekend after Talladega.
Stenhouse, then Larson and Hamlin.
That's what you're hoping
IndyCar's
for,
next
right?
race is at Barber, which is the weekend right after Talladega. That whole like 50-mile radius gets 2 race weekends in a row.
You've kind of made your bed. You need to run it long now.
So Larson, after leading 350 of now 398 laps, trying to work back from 7th place back onto the lead lap and to the lead once again.
Yeah, you see Kyle Larson going by Jesse Love right there. He's 6 laps down, making his Cup Series debut today. So welcome to Bristol and Cup racing, Clint.
Yeah, and a long green flag runs, right? This race could have drastically been different. I don't want to knock him for being 6 laps down here.
No,
this is
not
an
at all.
extremely challenging racetrack under very difficult circumstances of long green flag runs and lap traffic and everything else.
Why are we still out?
I've kept an eye on him, Clint, and he's been very respectful of lead lap cars getting either up and out of the way or down and out of the way, depending on what line the car is trying to lap him while running.
Which also slows you down a little bit, right? So maybe 1 or 2 of those laps probably aren't necessarily legit as far as lap times. I don't want to take away from what he's accomplished today.
Yeah, but to Mike's point, it's just he's very aware of his scenario.
That's what he has to do. His goal today was to finish all the laps, complete this race.
Tyler Reddick, one of those cars, he and Bubba Wallace that we just showed, 2 of those cars that are out there hoping for that caution.
We're doing the Michael McDowell strategy, bro.
Not a track anymore.
Well, it's about 12, almost 13 seconds first to second. Reddick and Wallace, the 2:23.11 cars, pretty close together. So these 3 plus Ryan Preece, which are the cars that have not stopped. Larry, how long can these leaders go?
As long as they were full when they pitted at lap 258, they can go about lap 440, which is another 30, 35 laps from now.
Well, that's the plan. It's what we're doing. Hoping for a caution. Can it happen? We've seen crazier things at Bristol. 43 in the wall again. Eric Jones slow down the front straightaway.
He's up way high as you watch from the onboard in turn 2, letting traffic by.
He was in the wall all the way around there, guys.
If he wanted to pit, he had no chance to do so on that lap, but he's staying high on the racetrack, so apparently he's okay to continue.
And you see him running right up against that dark, and a lot of times when you're trying to push that groove up a little bit, sometimes you slip, and we talked about those marbles earlier. They're right on the top of that black rubber line right there, and you get up in those and it sucks you right in.
And it was almost the caution that this guy right here was looking for.
So, Larry, the strategy of Ryan Blaney and 2311 Reddick and Wallace with the long run, I guess if you do the same thing as Kyle Larson and he's the fastest car, you're not going to beat Kyle Larson.
Yeah, I would have definitely done something totally different than the 5 and the 11 and the 54. That's exactly what these 3 or 4 teams are doing. But they need a call.
The 11's gaining out of the 5.
Yeah, that's the only part that I don't like about it. You know, you're trying to do something different for sure, but when you get so far behind, then you're going to cost yourself who knows how many positions as you run this long if you have to pit under green.
So Larson has gotten past Ryan Preece, and Bubba Wallace is going to go a lap down here, perhaps to Blaney, and that would put Wallace in the free pass position.
Denny Hamlin's run this Larson down too. Keep an eye on
Here comes Denny.
Trying to run down your leader, Blaney.
Oh no, I cannot wait. It's either going to be a hooray or an absolute crash out.
11, not so much anymore.
Dude, Denny might actually give him some fucking bumper.
About 2/10 of a second a lap quicker than Blaney.
This race
yeah, no, I'm not going that far. I'm not cheering for the dude, but like
I want him to make this race interesting. I do not care.
I wouldn't be mad if he passed Larson because my parlay.
Wallace didn't give Blaney a whole lot of room there.
I still don't like that.
Bubba's playing teamsies for Reddick. Ain't gonna matter.
So that will leave just Blaney.
Man, if I had a nickel for every time I've seen this one before.
Right now.
Blaney having the absolute run of his life to catch
As a
Reddick.
couple of cars, Custer and or rather Ware.
Bench driver. Bench driver. Go
three wide here. With AJ Allmendinger.
Bench driver.
The leader up top. This is going to put Allmendinger 2 laps down.
Denny caught him.
Well, you see this
battle. Whoa, Shane.
Not for the lead
right Shane,
now, but for fifth place of the cars that have pitted.
Larry, how did he catch him? He was almost a half a track ahead of that 11.
How did Denny Hamlin win Darlington? Half a second faster pit stop than the 5.
There you have it.
Of course. It's his pit crew and Kyle Larson.
Thank you, boys. Team effort.
I'm gonna go piss.
Well, we heard Denny Hamlin talk during the pre-race about his mental strategy of how he approaches each run and breaks these races up into segments and approaches them 1 or 2 spots at a time, 1 pit stop at a time. And that's what you see when you get to the end of these races of guys like Hamlin that have that experience of being able to mentally keep themselves in each chunk of the race. So these 2 guys, they're going to go at it again. We knew both of them were really good here at Bristol, but 1-2 here again, getting close to the end of this race.
Now here's a heartbreaker. We're riding with Ryan Preece. A moment ago we were riding with Carson Hocevar. Hocevar is as fast as Hamlin. He's keeping right pace with the number 11, but he had a 22-second pit stop, and that's why Hocevar is a lap down, and Blaney is trying to race his way, or excuse me, Hamlin trying to race his way to the lead. Here is the stop for the 77, and you'll see the trouble when they come around to the left side.
Jack
and
falls.
it comes off the jack.
Oh.
It's Hamlin. He's keeping right pace with the number 11.
The feed died.
He passes him. That'll be
and Reddick's going to get lapped. Here comes Reddick.
Regan.
Mike, just to update the car, Ryan Blaney, over the past 25 laps, I've seen his crew guys get on the wall 3 or 4 different times like they were about to come
Reddick's
to pit road. As of right now, they have kind of stepped back. They've put the fuel cans actually in the holder that holds them when they're not planning on to pit. So I don't know what's going on here, but they don't look like they're ready to come anytime soon.
Well, he's only about 0.2 of a second a lap slower than Kyle Larson, even though his tires are, what, 140 laps older.
And Preece is giving Larson fits right here. You're watching it, but going back to the 12 car of Blaney, he's having trouble with Reddick. Reddick's taking that exit away from him and slowing him down. So both of those cars need to go. Blaney's going to be in trouble. Needs to get around this 45 so he can get that exit back and get his lap times going.
Well, no surprise. Ryan Blaney has the best long run speed driver rating of all drivers through 2025 so far.
Yeah, and we watch it week after week. I mean,
here we
he's
go.
The one that can
Here comes the downfall of Rory.
Typically, that whatever it has been, it has bit this 12 car. But
and as soon as he passed that 45, went right back, got me on 1598. Larson coming on those tires only at 1595.
Larson's on those
Good
tires?
lap times out of this 12 car on old tires. Larry, what do you got?
Right now, though, if the caution comes out in the next 10 to 15 laps and Blaney's not pitted, he's got the whole field a lap
I think he just put his hand out the window. I think he's bidding.
Would get the free pass. Everybody else would be forced to take the waiver
No,
round
I
and
was
have
wrong.
to
I
stay
seen
out.
something.
Oh, a caution would work out for this 12. And man, what a repay after the week he had last weekend. A heartbreaker at Darlington. He had that, what do you have the lead for about 0.2 of a second?
It wasn't long.
So if the caution came out, Blaney would pit, he'd get fresh tires. Everyone else would wave around. They'd
Reddick
start
is
second,
so
third, fourth,
slow.
fifth, sixth, right next to him. They'd just be on worn tires.
That's right. Yeah, when you take the wave around, you cannot pit and take fresh tires. You go around the pace car, but you cannot come to pit road.
Huh. 68 laps to go. Ryan Blaney on a lap by himself. Reddick just having been lapped. Comes to
and
pit
we go to pit
road.
road. Yep, goodbye.
How long can
Race
the
over.
12 stay out? You'll see it all as we go Fox side by side.
On AJ has the fastest lap right now.
Yes. Is international working, please? Yes.
68 laps to go.
We're a little behind.
Ryan Blaney on a lap by himself. Reddick just having been lapped.
Somebody tell the 3 and the
comes
7
to
to
pit
get out of
road.
the way.
How long can the 12 stay out? You'll see it all as we go Fox side by side.
Yeah, that strategy did not work out for the 45. I don't know why we stayed out that long. Larson caught Blaney.
yet.
And new leader Larson.
No, he doesn't
Scoring all messed up.
No, he
Yep,
doesn't.
here goes Blaney. Shoot, I think that's what Blaney was waiting for. We're a little behind real life Boston over there. We're like, I think maybe 5 seconds behind him. Oh yeah, this again. Get a Breeze.
As you saw, Tyler Reddick and Ryan Blaney came to pit road for fuel and tires. That will cycle the lead back to Kyle Larson with 58 laps to go.
If Priest
ahead of
holds him up
Hamlin,
enough,
Gibbs, and
Hamlin
Briscoe
might catch.
Blaney comes out in 9th.
Or Gibbs, because I'm pretty sure Gibbs just passed
And Reddick
Denny.
in 18th.
Yeah.
Now Blaney was 4th before the pit cycle.
18.
And comes out
not help
9th
us
here
at
with
all.
57 to go.
Well, I think right now it's just going to be a matter of how he can get through traffic and how many laps he can take advantage of that speed that those new tires have and where it levels off and how far he's been able to move himself forward when we're talking about Ryan Blaney.
Denny Hamlin 1.3 seconds back. And here's Hocevar again. What might have been, as he is now the first car 1 lap down, and if there's a caution, will have a chance to get himself back on the lead lap. Let's take you around the turn. America's quickest and fastest motorsport, the NHRA. Next from Las Vegas here on FS1. And next weekend, Easter weekend, the Cup Series is off, but the Truck Series is racing at Rockingham on Good Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern on FS1.
Tell you what, Mike, our old booth mate, while we were waiting on Harvick to get his retirement out of the way, Tony Stewart, old Smoke, he's going to get him one. I've been watching him. He's getting closer and closer, getting that baby dialed in. You watch. Smoke will be in victory lane.
We're back with NASCAR on Fox in 2 weeks on Fox at Talladega, the world's fastest speedway. And after today's NASCAR race, you can see the sustained fastest motorsport in America, IndyCar. They're racing on the streets of Long Beach today on Fox right after we're done here.
After? What's going on right now?
No.
So we're watching it right now.
Well, you see Denny Hamlin hanging around right there behind Kyle Larson. And Kyle Larson has a gaggle of cars right in front of him.
50 laps to go.
Yes, he does. Look
Huge
at this
lap traffic for Larson. This is going to be good for Hamlin to catch him.
Try to keep from going another lap down.
And how many times have we seen Ryan Preece about to be lapped or just have been lapped?
And look how that 11 car comes right back into the picture when he gets stuck in this traffic jam.
Weaves through him.
It ain't over.
Denny Hamlin trying for 3 in a row. Kyle Larson trying to break that up after leading 362 laps so far. Pretty dominating performance.
I tell you what, you get that thing in clean air.
Here comes Hamlin.
That car is a rocket ship. Heartbreaker for his teammate. Credit to where credit's due. That 48 car, they brought Alex Bowman a fast car, sat on the pole, engine expired, but they knew they were there.
Kyle Larson has now led back-to-back races at Bristol, and he's led the most laps since this man. Hall of Famer Cale Yarborough led 868 laps in back-to-back races at Bristol, 1976 to 77.
One interesting thing looking here that you guys just pointed out is this fastest lap right here of AJ Allmendinger. He's been able to put himself in that position to get that point. And we talk about, as we watch Kyle Larson right there, we talk about 1 point and you're thinking, that's not that big a deal. But Kyle Larson lost the regular season championship last year by 1 point. every point matters, Clint, as much as you don't want to hear that.
Oh, you preach to me every year, starting at the duels in Daytona. Man, it's amazing.
Reddick down a lap after that stop, battling Allmendinger, who is on the lead lap in 9th place. He's the last car on the lead lap.
In the last few years, the dominance, especially today, 368 laps. You sit there and watch the Larson car dominate this race, and he's only 1,700 laps led. You look at Cale Yarborough in the 4,000 range. Unbelievable what those
Only
guys
had the one caution for Shane, too, right?
We had, the one caution for Shane.
Well, you can talk about
this
as we
is
go
boring
back
as
on
fuck.
with Ty Gibbs here, is he's on the bottom of the racetrack, running 3rd.
We're going to give him our pods move of the race. Remember that 3 wide where he split a couple of lap cars and said, "Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. I got to go to the front."
Got to get there while you can. Saw an opening right there, shot the middle, and off he went.
Yeah,
he's done a great job of getting things turned back around. This start of the season was as rough can get for him and the 54 team. You know that bothered the old coach. Coach knows how to rally people around and point this ship back in the right direction. I mean, look at this. Last 2 weeks, right back where we need to be.
Solid. And Joe Gibbs has 3 of his 4 cars in the top 5 right now in positions 2 through 4.
Be ready for the yellow top then.
All right, what do you feel like here with 40 laps to go at Bristol? You've run 460 laps on this place.
Well, who am I? Am I Kyle Larson? Oh, you just said I'm leading. All right, I'm sorry. I'm picking you up. I tell you what I'm thinking. Please, no caution. No caution, no caution. I'm super happy with my car. If I'm Denny Hamlin, I want a caution. If I'm Blaney, I'm sick that the caution didn't come out.
Well, for the most drivers, I think if you're not those guys that you're talking about, you're like, okay, you're talking to yourself. I need to make sure that I'm focused in a rhythm, because at this point during the race, a lot of times you feel like your eyeballs aren't working like they used to start the race, because you bounce up and down and it's so rigid it feels like you're on a sidewalk bouncing around all day.
Forgot what straightaway you're on.
Forgot what straightaway you're on. So the fatigue that falls in at this point in the race on these long runs is at a pretty high level.
All right, we're going to give you a second to rest with our last side-by-side commercial. 34 laps to go in the Kyle Larson fun at Bristol.
What about the Kyle Larson City 500?
What's about the Kyle Larson fires?
Kyle Larson Ovals.
What you know about the Fuqua City 500? Or DJ the Mayor of Fuqua City? It's a Bass Boat Shops, I don't know. More interesting than what's going on the racetrack.
Thank God this race is almost over. Save restart in 15 minutes.
Boo.
Laps again. Yep, race is over. It's over.
Man, you can practice a single lap, bro.
Griffin, what was your fastest lap there?
My fastest lap, a 54.8. Why?
25 laps
last
to go
lap
here
I
in Bristol.
ran a
A weekend off,
54.3.
and then we go to Talladega. Join us for the Jack Links 5
I don't know how I
pre-race,
managed to
1:30
do that.
Eastern on FS1. Continuing
at
at
the
2
wall
on
without a
Fox,
single
and the
lap.
green flag on Fox at 3 p.m. Eastern Sunday, April 27th.
What?
Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin
What'd you say,
separated by
DJ?
1.2 seconds. Hamlin that lap half a tenth quicker
I set up to get the
than
qual
Larson,
without
but
practicing a
just
single
23
lap.
laps to find a way to catch him.
It really just comes down to the lap traffic. When he gets mired in traffic, Kevin, he gets slowed up a little bit. Clean air,
Man, I'm getting deja vu.
he can manage it, but all it takes is one slip up, and one slip up could be this car in front of you.
Larson gets what he wants.
Eric Jones has bounced off the wall at least 12 times, and he's right in front of him. Larson, probably a good move to be on the bottom there.
Cindric, spin him.
Well, sorry, Mike. You see the back of that car of Larson's car kind of slip off the bottom right there off of turn 2. We saw it the lap before off of turn 4. So
did it again right there.
I 3 back to the leader running the
Denny's
bottom.
losing time on Larson.
But right now, his job is to put as many cars in between him and Denny Hamlin. So right now he's got about 4 cars, almost 4 cars.
You know, as soon as he went to the bottom, though, now the 2 car got right back around him.
Well, that's the problem, right? Like when you're running that top line and then you get to lap traffic and everybody's in the top line, then it just takes you a while. You have to inch by those guys running the top line just a foot at a time, and it takes multiple corners to make that pass.
Larson coming up on Joey Logano again. Logano's going to go 4 laps down. He's had a tough weekend. Got into the wall in qualifying, started 38. Made a lot of gains, but
Ain't gonna have enough time.
tough day for the defending series champ. Larry, 17 to go.
Mike, I threw that damn piece of paper away 100 laps ago in the trash. But the trend of 2025, 8 races, we've had 3 overtime finishes. Remember that late race caution at Darlington last week?
Yeah, I don't think today's one of those days, Larry.
Hasn't been one
It's
in the
one of
last
those
16.
days.
But I like where your head's at. Boy, it could sure change.
Oh, you see the 43 bounce off the wall there again.
It's been a recurring theme.
Yeah. Well, and right now we have a lot of fatigue drivers. We have a lot of guys, you know, that are at the end of their energy levels. So if you're going to have a mistake, these are the moments that it could happen.
I'll tell you what's amazing. Go back to Ryan Blaney. Him staying out. We all thought that was a big risk gamble. He was running 4th or 5th right there. And as it cycled all the way back around with all these green flag laps, heck, he's still 6th. Didn't lose much at all. And had a big time gamble that could have dominated, won him the race in a big way. Pinned everybody a lap down.
So we've had 8 races this year. In 6 of those 8, the last pass for the lead happened with a half a dozen laps to go or less.
Ooh.
Not a trend, just a fact.
Still 11 to go here. Very methodical with your lap cars. Have a good lead here. Nice pad behind you.
I guess I only needed 1.
2 RFK cars just ahead. Brad moving underneath Chris Buescher, and they got it kind of log jammed here. Larson's got to go to work here to get by them both. Nope. Buescher slips up the racetrack. Larson makes the easy pass, and now stays on the bottom to go after Keselowski.
Yeah, and the logjam now is actually behind this group for Denny Hamlin.
Yep.
So Larson has done most of the hard work, and Denny Hamlin now has to go to work on that group of cars that Larson just worked his way through.
And it
so
means
he's going to be able to probably stretch this lead as Denny Hamlin has to work through the next 5 cars that are a lap down.
This race is over unless the yellow comes out.
Ooh. Hamlin 5 seconds ahead of Ty Gibbs in 3rd. Did Larson get in the wall there?
Ding bang.
Look at the right side tires when he comes past. If they buff those yellow Goodyear letters off, that's a pretty good indication. Let's see here.
Oh, he slipped.
Yep.
Yeah, he got in the wall. Got loose getting in.
7 to go.
Yeah, and you don't want to pull him back, but I'm sure Cliff Daniels is on the radio saying, "Hey, buddy,
shades of Pocono.
He's
we
the
have a big
caution.
enough lead here. We don't need to take any more of those chances because it just takes one of those moments to knock a toe link off."
Well, there are still 4 lapped cars between Larson and Hamlin, first to second.
Hamlin's not catching.
What a dominant day. 5 to go. Can he finish this deal, seal it up?
And for the second race in a row at Bristol, lead more than 400 laps and go to victory lane. Second place may be in doubt. Ty Gibbs is catching Denny Hamlin. Oh, excuse me, that is Reddick to the inside with that.
I was about to say Reddick is nowhere near the
lead. They get us confused, that's for sure.
Well, even if Denny did pass Larson, my parlay was still busted, so I'd rather Larson went over to Hamlin. So
3 to go.
Fuck it, Chevy Power, bring her home, 5 car.
Dominance at this racetrack, and you talk about hard to pass. You talk about all the different things of whatever you want to talk about, but he
I will
has just
see the Cup
made a
cars
living
in
out
2
of,
weeks.
Going fast here at Bristol Motor Speedway
In
another
person,
dominant day
when I
as we
piss in
see
Joey
a battle
Logano's
for
gas
third place
tank.
here between teammates.
Gibbs and
then
Briscoe.
Briscoe trying to get
Briscoe's
third place.
Deal for Larson.
What a
I know,
boring ass
he's
race,
got to be
dude.
thinking
Holy
about this
shit.
truck race now.
Racing
I mean,
product was
so
indeed
close
boring
to
as
the
fuck.
sweep.
Finished
Holy
second,
smokes,
had a
this
chance
race
to win
sucked.
it. Late caution foiled his chance, or he would be
Yeah, this race
grabbing the
sucked.
broom
My phone, I do not
that
disturb.
Kyle Busch has used here
Let's
twice.
go,
That's so
during the
dumb.
weekend.
And that's what he's
Again,
after.
dancing up.
He wants one of those bad. He's tried at Homestead, tried here. Oh, so close.
The goal today was to win one for John in the memory of
Well,
John
hey,
Edwards.
I mean, I
Kyle
guess it's good
Larson
for them to win something
dominates
for
and
their...
wins Bristol.
Congrats, pit crew, too.
Hi, Brady.
Hi, Brady.
Brady.
Denny Hamlin,
enjoy that
2.3
snooze fest?
seconds back.
Nope, I guarantee Dawson's gonna say it's the best race he's ever watched in his life.
Ryan Blaney.
Oh,
Well,
absolutely.
yeah, his driver dominated the day.
Yeah, I literally said the same thing earlier. Boring ass race, but Dawson's gonna say it's the best race they ever watched.
But I guarantee you, if Larson wrecked out on lap 1 of any race and it was the best race, Dawson would be like, this race sucked ass.
Well, I'd be happy about it.
Last week.
How many laps did Larson lead of this whole thing?
Probably 400 and some odd laps.
They said over 400.
Yeah, absolutely. This one's definitely
This car absolutely sucks.
His booty.
315th career win for Hendrick Motorsports, and third of the season.
I mean, I'll take the Chevy win. That's about the only thing I take out of this.
Wait for Dawson to comment in the group chat. This is the best day ever.
Got to give it up to the
It's
Gibbs
the
cars.
best
Remember,
day.
that Bowman car was right there in the mix too. Or, yeah, Bowman. But those Gibbs cars, they all had really good
Larson got what
equipment
he
this
wanted.
weekend. Put some pressure on Hendrick.
Yep.
Kyle Larson saluting the crowd with a Polish victory lap here.
Maybe we'll catch him on the TV for this
Parks it
one.
against the wall in front of his crew, who come out to pit wall to meet him.
That's at least what, 4th gear there, Kevin?
I was when he was up on the rev limiter right there. I'm like, man, we need to find another
Grab
gear.
another
but
one?
Apparently, he found it.
Well, they didn't wear out this time. Yesterday, what a difference a day makes. Unbelievable.
On a day in which we expected to maybe have to use all 10 sets of tires and be looking for more, Mother Nature greets us with sunshine, and it becomes a whole different race with only 3 caution flags, including the 2 stage breaks.
Well, that was an absolute dominant performance by Kyle Larson, something that we've seen here in the past, and this is just one of his best racetracks. You mentioned him trying to win all 3 races this weekend. He got to 2 out of 3, finished second in the truck race, like you said, but you see a lot of emotion for these guys with the passing of John Edwards this week. So,
you know, when Jim Campbell of Chevrolet and Rick Hendrick decided to revive the Cup career of Kyle Larson, it was John Edwards who was put in place, not just to do publicity, but to help Larson and guide him and help rebuild his image. And now he is a champion and truly a big star of this sport And a lot of that credit must go to John Edwards.
Well, arguably,
No, he said the
biggest
N-word. He
star
should be out of the
in
sport.
right now. I think when you look at Kyle Larson and what he's been
How
able
dare
to
he.
do here on Sundays and Saturdays and Fridays, and
I'd like to
during
thank
the
my
week,
pit crew
at his
and Denny
high limits,
Hamlin.
sprint car series
And
and everything that he races, dirt late model cars.
Indy 500 coming up.
Indy 500 coming up. He's just so known by all the race fans all over the world.
And Jamie Little is with him.
Kyle Larson gets the helmet off, and Kyle, what a dominant performance. You won 2 of the 3 races this weekend, but I just heard you say on the radio, we did this one for John. What did John mean to you, Kyle?
Yeah, no, this one's definitely for John. He's just a great guy here. So we're gonna miss him, but successful weekend here. Wish he was gonna be here with us to celebrate, but I know he's celebrating with us in spirit. So yeah, just a flawless race once again here at Bristol for the 5 team. Really, really good car. That was a lot of fun. You know, however many laps of green we ran there was a lot of fun, and I was pretty comfortable with things. And then Denny came on really strong there before the pit cycle, and then yeah, just kind of kept the pressure on from there. So I knew I had to make some good moves in traffic. Felt like I did a pretty good job there in traffic. Split the middle sometimes when I needed to. So yeah, just a lot of fun. A little bit out of breath. It's just so high pace here, and heart rate's up. So really cool. Thanks to HinderCars.com, Chevy, Prime, Valvoline, this whole team. You know, the pit crew, this is their first win with the 5 teams. So it's going to be fun celebrating with them. And yeah, just good to be back at Victory Lane.
Cliff Daniels, your crew chief, told me we're going to have to play in the moment. We don't know what to expect today. Kyle, this was not the race we all expected. What from your perspective, I mean, at what point did you realize this is not going to be
He texted me, "Let's go," and I said, "Choose the snooze fest." He goes, "I don't even care."
Yeah, we were all kind of just riding in line
Well,
like
yeah,
in the spring
he's not
last
gonna
year.
care. Like,
I was
Yeah,
just
it's
trying to
his
keep an
driver.
eye on the track, and
I just
felt
sent him a
like,
picture.
Yeah.
I just sent him
you know,
that
it was
Robbie
starting to
Gordon
get a
picture.
little bit darker on exit, so I was
Did he
like,
not
all
wreck
right,
out
I need
lap
some
1 last
rubbers
week?
laying down.
Lap 3 last
And
week?
then
Yeah, he
people
wrecked
kind of got
out
the
lap
middle
4.
working, and then we get back down. So I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna.
Hey, can you send me that video of him crashing out last week?
Oh yeah, no, you got to show
It did,
Brady
and
the
it turned
fucking
into
crash
a
out.
You want me to show you, Brady?
You have
I
to
can't
show
stay
him.
here and watch it, but I'll come back in here at a